taking a long time to go live. Oh, I'm alive. All right, guys. So I wanted to do this at 2:22. That didn't happen, but it's okay. Here we are, ready to go. So this reading is going to be about the Venus retrograde. And during the Venus retrograde, we're just jumping right into this, guys. During the Venus retrograde, you probably contacted an ex, reunited with an ex, had an ex contact you, that kind of thing. I actually should just put my hair back up. I'm super hyped up right now, guys, because it's the Lunar New Year in 2 days. Tomorrow's the Lunar New Year Eve. New Year's Eve. So I'm super excited. I just feel the energy. I just feel a turn of a new leaf, especially with this Venus retrograde ending. So I'm super excited to do this reading and see what lessons were learned for each zodiac sign and how to implement those lessons into your life going forward. So each sign is pretty much going to get 2 cards from the Tao and some tarot. I'm feeling like we're going to look into some energy, singles, couples, see what's going on in your love lives. But yeah, so let's talk about Venus retrograde. So like I was saying, you might have been contacted by some old lovers. You might have contacted some old lovers. You might have reunited with an old lover. You might have, if it's not about lovers, you might have picked up an old habit. You might have been contacted by an old employer, or even like an old job that you had, an old thing you used to do, an old habit that you used to have that you could have picked up again. For me, it was overeating. I overate so much during this Venus retrograde. I actually gained like 20 pounds. I know. So yeah, it's all about old habits, old things that, just weren't good for you, right? And so one good question I got was why? Like, why did Venus retrograde bring that when Venus is supposed to be nurturing and loving and it's supposed to be all these things? Well, Venus was in retrograde in Capricorn, and Capricorn is represented by the devil. It's represented by possession, obsession, not letting go, devil energy, right? So Venus itself is represented by the divine feminine. The divine feminine in her most positive aspect is nurturing. She's comforting. She's understanding. She's empathetic. She has her intuition on point, right? But what the devil really brings out of the Venus, it brings out of the divine feminine is her negative attributes. And the negative attributes of the divine feminine energy is jealousy, neediness. So during this retrograde, you probably felt like you needed a really big hug. Like you just needed, like you wanted a massage, you wanted to be touched, you wanted to be loved on. And yeah, that probably came through very much so for both male and female, divine feminine, divine masculine, whatever you identify as, you were probably feeling quite needy. Some signs, I believe, during my retrograde horoscopes that I did put out, sometimes we're dealing with it a little bit better than others. And that's going to depend on where your placements are. So what I will say right now is that for this reading is not just going to be about your sun sign. I would really implore you to look into your sun, your moon, your rising, and where your Venus is. If you don't know how to do that, go Google astrology chart, put your birth date, your city, and the time you were born into that chart. I guess I can leave one in like the description or whatever. Apps that are good are CoStar, Nebula. They have pretty accurate charts. So figure out where Venus lies in your chart, which zodiac sign is in that part of your chart. And that would be very helpful for you, because if your sun, your moon, and your rising doesn't really resonate, or you feel like that's not the lesson you learned, then it's most likely you learned the lesson of where Venus is in your chart, in that zodiac sign. So yeah, little tidbit. We all have all 12 zodiac signs in our chart, right? We all have every single sign and every single planet in our chart. So it's very important to know all of those, because you're not just your sun sign. You are so much deeper than your sun sign. So yeah, we're going to step into this. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go backwards, because last live I did with all 12 zodiac signs, Pisces and Aquarius actually got cut off. So yeah, we're gonna go backwards, and we're gonna start with Pisces and Aquarius, because Pisces and Aquarius are, I feel like I never give them that much attention. You know what I mean? So, and we're actually in Aquarius season still. We're moving into Pisces season next. So let's give some love to them. So like I said, this reading is basically going to be 2 cards with the Tao. And what we'll do is we'll have the lesson that you were supposed to learn, and then we'll have some advice on how to incorporate that lesson into your life. And we'll be pulling some tarot, like I said, to sneak and look into some energies, whether it's the energies of the other people, your energy, I don't know. Like I said, I'm feeling souped up today, so you guys might have me for a little while up here. And I'm doing all the shuffling on camera. For the ones I've been doing, yeah, these are your cards right here, Pisces. For the ones I've been doing, I've been kind of pre-shuffling a lot, but I like to shuffle on camera. Let's see. Which ones are your lessons learned? So these are your lessons learned, and this is how you incorporate it. So we have abundance for your lessons learned, Pisces, which is plenty, profusion, generosity, fertility, ripeness, inner riches, reaping rewards, culmination, and harvest. And then how to implement the lessons is the abysmal. So we have danger, insecurity, overwhelm, unpredictability, hazardous conditions, dark emotions, facing fear, and courage. Okay, so this is very interesting. 5-5 is all about change. It's financial freedom. This is obvious because it's abundance, so it's talking about prosperity. So Pisces, for you, basically, your lesson that was supposed to be learned during the Venus retrograde is how to, especially because it says inner riches, it's basically you were supposed to learn how to make good with what you got. That's what I'm hearing. You were trying to manifest, you were trying to do things, you felt debilitated because you felt like you didn't have more. But through the Venus retrograde, you could have learned, or you should have been learning, that everything you need is within you. All of your true abundance lies inside of you. With this fertility coming through, it was probably wrapped a lot around children, giving birth, the possibility of giving birth, those types of things. Because with fertility, with abundance, we want to remember that when we're giving birth, when we're talking about children and things of that nature, it's all about expanding, planting a seed and growing it and putting it out into the universe. So, and that's what abundance is all about. You put culmination, harvest, right? Reaping rewards, right? So basically, it's like you were planting seeds. Oh, my ears are ringing. You were planting seeds, and either mental seeds or physical seeds for some. I'm hearing, like I said, with the fertility, but overall, you were expecting that your harvest was going to grow, and it didn't really necessarily grow during the Venus retrograde. So you had to kind of be okay with not having exactly what you wanted, right? So it's kind of like, basically, you learned the lesson that it's not about what you want all the time. It's kind of about what you need. So you had to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, like, I don't have everything that I want in life right now, but I have everything that I need. My riches lie within me. I don't have $10 million. I'm not a 1%er who has, a big, huge mansion and a car and all these things, but I have me. I have my beauty. I have my health. That's one thing that's coming through very strongly with you, Pisces, is you're like, I have my health. I'm healthy in these aspects. I'm healthy in these ways, even if it's mental health, physical health, emotional health. I'm hearing a lot is that, Pisces, you learned about how to really hone in on your emotional intelligence during the Venus retrograde. You really had to control your emotions. And as a result, you kind of are stepping out of the Venus retrograde with this lesson of, like, I'm that bitch. Like, I am that bitch. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I don't care if you're male or female. But overall, that's the energy that's very much coming through for Pisces in the lesson that was learned. I'm going to pull some tarot just to see things that might have happened during the retrograde that caused these things, but like caused the lessons to come up. But with 29 here in the abysmal, and how to implement this into your life going forward, is what I'm hearing is that, Pisces, you were very afraid at one point. You've been very scared. This card has the word courage on it. And I saw this thing recently, and it was talking about how they were like, why do they call courage? I don't know if this is going to resonate if you've ever seen this show or know about this show, but Courage the Cowardly Dog, right? Courage the Cowardly Dog, somebody made a meme and was basically like, why do they call Courage a cowardly dog? He was out here like doing shit. The thing is that's the point. Courage is not about like going and stepping into danger and thinking like, yes, you may now be thinking like, I'm that bitch, but you kind of have to remember that fear is sometimes what drives us to make a change, right? So this is kind of telling you not to be afraid of your fears, but to embrace your fears and go out into the darkness anyways. Courage was out there with his flashlight, whatever, looking around in the dark and doing all these things, etc., etc. And yes, he was cowardly. There was a cowardness to what he was doing, because at the end of the day, he's shivering, he's fearful, but he's still out there. So that's kind of the energy for you. Is Oprah always says, if you're not scared a little, then you're not in the right place. If you're not really trying to go ahead and oh, thank you. Hello. I'm excited too to get to your sign. I don't know what sign you are, but I'm excited to get there. Yeah, so for Pisces, this is really going to be about like facing your fears and kind of being like, all right, I'm scared. Oprah always says, I love a good Oprah quote. Oprah always says that basically it's like, once you're in that spot and you are fearful, you're in the right spot, first off, because you should always feel a little fear when you're in the right place, right? Because you shouldn't, at the end of the day, there shouldn't be an arrogance to everything that you do. There should be a humility to what you're doing. So Pisces, basically, it's like once you get to that spot, Oprah says to just say your fears out loud. If you're feeling anxious, say out loud, I feel anxious. Because if you say it, it eradicates it. It dissipates. It dissipates into the world, and it no longer can control you. It no longer can hold you. Like I said, Venus was in retrograde in Capricorn. So because Venus was in retrograde in Capricorn, that's all about the devil energy, which is holding the chains on you. It's like you were chained by your fears, and now you're no longer chained by those fears. And in order to keep doing that, you have to keep putting your fears out there into the universe. A lot of the times people talk about not saying things out loud because you're going to call it into existence and all of these things. I've learned very much the opposite. If you say your fears and your greatest fears out loud, you're able to relinquish them, to purge them. What people don't tell you is that when you say your fears out loud, you're actually able to purge them. At the end of the day, we have the power to manifest with our words, but we don't have the power to control our fate, right? So if it's your fate to be successful, it's your destiny to be successful, you saying a couple times, I feel anxious, is not going to stop your success. It just doesn't work like that. In actuality, you just saying it out loud and into the world is actually going to bring you success. It's actually going to bring you abundance. It's going to help you manifest abundance more, which is what all your lessons were about, Pisces. So Pisces, let's see. Okay, yeah. So High Priestess energy coming through. Pisces, for you, it wasn't about, and then Four of Pentacles, money improvements more coming your way. So the things that were causing you to feel like you may have needed more is your intuition. And those things that actually caused you to feel like you may have needed more were money offers. With this 4 energy coming through and this 2 energy coming through, 4 + 2 = 6. We're in the year of the 6, 2022. It seems to me like you were getting a lot of downloads and you were getting a lot of like ideas, right? And you're like, I need to fulfill these ideas. I need to fulfill these ideas. But you didn't have all the resources and the means you needed in order to fulfill those ideas. So with that being said, especially with the money improvements, it seems like you could have got contracts. You could have got offers to do, like, get a new job, things of that nature. So these things were causing your intuition to like download. And you were kind of like, what do I do with all of this? Like, what do I do with all of this information, all of this inspiration, all of this motivation? And you were really debilitated during the Venus retrograde because you didn't have all the resources you need. But basically what I'm hearing is that somehow, some way you made it work. And they want you to continue with that same like energy. Like, you didn't have all the means, you didn't have all the resources, but you made it work. Another thing I'm hearing greatly is that there's things that you wanted to know and you were looking very deeply for answers in regard to, like, let's just talk about love, because I'm catching like a love energy here. As far as love is concerned, because yours was very just money based, Pisces. Yeah, in regard to love, what I'm hearing is that there's answers that you're looking for, answers that you need, but they weren't. Look what came through. Yeah, you were kind of chained up a little bit in the love aspect. 6 of Cups, yeah, happy house, childhood memories. You were going through it in regard to looking into the past for love. And so what I'm hearing is that now that the retrograde is over, secrets are going to be revealed. The things that you were looking for are going to be revealed to you. And with that being said, is this devil energy, right, was really holding you back. It was really causing you to believe that there was something in your past that like you want to bring into your future. But what I'm hearing for you is that like that whole energy is just going to flip now. Now that Venus retrograde is over and you were able to make it through without this person, without this thing, or without this, whatever it is you were thinking about from your past, now you're going to be able to move into this Lunar New Year because we're celebrating the Lunar New Year. Tomorrow's the Lunar New Year's Eve and the 1st is the Lunar New Year. 12:46 in China time, so I'm not quite sure what that is in your time zone, but yeah, whenever the new moon is at its peak is when the official Lunar New Year starts in your time zone. So with that being said, is that for you, like officially when that peak comes, when this new moon comes, which by the way, the new moon is in Aquarius, I believe as well. So we're getting a moon in Aquarius, the sun in Aquarius, and it's very much so going to let you see that like whatever it is you thought you wanted from your past, like you're like, no, that's not a thing for me anymore. We're going to pull one more card. You know what I want? I think what I'm going to do for each sign is I wasn't going to do this, but yeah, we are. We're going to do the words of encouragement. So let's see what advice, what encouragement we can give going forward into, ooh, this is your card, 100%. So readiness is coming through for you, Pisces. So for the readiness, I'm already hearing like things are about to move a lot faster. This has a catch fly on it. It has an Aztecian kind of background. I think you very much so are going to be looking to different gods and goddesses. Pisces, what I'm hearing, especially because Pisces is such an unconventional sign, I'm hearing that you're somebody who doesn't, I God first, above, you know, so on and so forth. But there are other gods and goddesses and different myths and different storylines, Hindu, Aztecian, the Native Americans, etc., etc. So what I'm hearing is you're somebody who's actually going to be coming into a spirit guide who's a god or goddess from a different culture. So I would look out for that. You might be getting signs from a god or goddess from a different culture. So with that being said, is there is work to be done, but there is going to be a great benefit also. You are reminded to remain ready, and this means not leaving things to the last minute or neglecting the finer details. The advice of someone you trust or who is experienced or successful in this area that concerns you will be of immense value right now. Don't put it off any longer. Examine every possibility and do not pass over anything without having a closer look. The Nottingham catch fly is all about the small details which we must be ready to address. Triple check any contracts, agreements, or purchases you are making and be extra vigilant to remain honest and within the letter of the law. Challenges include lack of commitment, laziness, apathy, and distraction. And your affirmation that you can use during the new year, during this rest of this year, so on and so forth, to pull this lesson into your new lifestyle. My readiness and vigilance are always focused and true. And your keywords are readiness, vigilance, honesty, commitment, details, apathy, and distraction. So what I'm hearing is, I think that's really relevant to what I said about the love energy. I think that this love energy was kind of a distraction for you. You not having the answers you wanted distracted you from the abundance, right? From your inner riches. So I think that what this card is really saying is to really hone in on the lessons you learned and take them into this year ready and able. Because if not, what's going to happen is you're going to let your own thoughts be the death of you. Your own thoughts can end up being like what detriment to you, Pisces. Yeah, I'm hearing very strongly that for you, in regard to this high priestess energy, you really need to let go of whatever it is that you want to know right now, because whatever it is that you want to know, I'm hearing that like basically you're being protected in some way. You don't know what it is that you want to know, because if you knew right now, it would cause you more harm than good. So yeah. Pisces, those are your messages. We're going backwards. So who's next? Oh, of course, it's Aquarius next. I don't even know why I'm looking, but it is what it is. It's because I'm going backwards. So I'm like, what's going on here? Like, how's this work? All right, Aquarius. So what are we going to do? We're doing lessons that you learned, and we're also doing how to incorporate those lessons into your life. I really liked Pisces messages. I felt like Pisces messages were like money based. I feel like Aquariuses are at the bottom. Another card for Aquarius for sure. Yeah. So for Aquarius, what I'm hearing is that this is the lessons you learn: self-expression, inspiring others, self-confidence, totality, success, sharing a positive response, and then release, relief, a fresh approach, liberation from obstruction, finding a solution, and exhilaration. So during this Venus retrograde, Aquarius, how you were feeling is it's funny because I did the Mercury retrograde horoscopes and then the Venus retrograde horoscopes, and for Aquarius both times, because Mercury retrograde was in Aquarius for the first half of the Mercury retrograde, and now we're in Aquarius sun and we're about to come into the Aquarius new moon. So Aquarius has been there's been a lot of strong Aquarian energy in regard to the planetary alignments. So Aquariuses have been feeling extremely confident, extremely vocal. What I'm hearing is that you took on something during the Venus retrograde and you accomplished it. And so you're coming out of this and like feeling like a success. You're feeling like you received blessings. I don't like the word blessings. You were in a fortunate time and you recognize that, right? So because you were in such a fortunate time, this totality, right? It's like everything came full circle for you. You're realizing what you want, what you need, how to get what you want and what you need, how to speak up for yourself. I'm hearing that with the self-expression. It's like you learned a lot of lessons in your throat chakra. If you're somebody who didn't necessarily get the positive aspects and you are an Aquarius sun, then that means you 100,000,000% need to check out the moon, the rising, and the Venus, like I was saying, because there was something that blocked you from receiving that as an Aquarius if you're not resonating with this. But what I'm going to say is that for those Aquarians who have strong Aquarian placements or who's yeah, you guys were good. You guys are good to go. There was like a sharing. You guys were leading others. You guys were at the forefront of your families, the forefront of your workplace. You were at the forefront of like everything. And also too, you were able to put your needs above everything, but in a positive way, not in a selfish, I'm going to go ahead and put myself above other people kind of way. You were able to do it in a way that was balanced. And yeah, so what you want to know is how to continue to do that moving forward is with moderation, humility, keep it simple, lack of pretension, self-respect, sincerity, and respectability. What I'm hearing is that just because you succeeded doesn't mean you can take on more. One of the biggest things, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there we go. One of the biggest things that we learn is that just because we're able to have more on our plate doesn't mean we need more on our plate. And I think I learned that during the Venus retrograde in the sense of like me overeating. Just because I could handle eating more food doesn't mean I needed to eat the more food. You know what I mean? Like there has to be a balance. There has to be a moderation. You have to do things with humility. And you have to respect yourself. And I think that me eating the food is a really, really good example because at the end of the day, there was an enjoyment I had to it. I was able to handle it. Yeah, so on and so forth. Technically, like I didn't die from eating all that extra food, but it's a self-respect. I know that in the long run, if I continue to overeat like that, if I continue to fill up my plate like that I'm going to gain weight, that I can risk hypertension and I can risk high blood pressure, you know, because I love salty food. I love chocolate. I'm not necessarily eating things that are great for me. You know what I mean? So what this is saying is that you might have been able to indulge in some things that helped you give you what you needed. I apologize, not needed, but what you wanted, right? This hedonistic kind of like, you had some deep down desires, like creative ideas, creative endeavors. Yeah, like freedom. I'm hearing like free time. You were able to carve out free time for yourself. But what I'm hearing, and you were able to do whatever the fuck you wanted with that free time. And I'm hearing like, you're like, oh yeah, I can carve out free time. I'm going to carve out more free time. it's not necessarily that I'm telling you don't carve out more free time, but what I'm saying to you is be modest, and keep it simple. You know, don't overdo it. Don't get gluttonous with this newfound self-expression. Don't get gluttonous with this newfound self-confidence, because if you get gluttonous with this, then you're just going to cause a new problem in your life, Aquarius. So let's see what kind of love was coming through. So the 10 of Cups, happiness, good things, party or celebration. Yeah, it was your birthday. So this is obvious. At some point during the Venus retrograde, it was most likely a birthday. I'm hearing that, you know, there was probably another celebration of some sort or other birthdays in the family. Oh, my mic is tipping. Overseas trip, money, luck. I'm hearing either you're planning a vacation. Ooh. Yeah, during this Venus retrograde, you started planning a vacation, or you might have even went on vacation. Yeah, you feel like the world is in the palm of this. Aquarian energy is really giving me vibes right now. You feel like the whole world is in your hands. I'm hearing that song. I got the whole world in my hands. That's like you right now. I'm hearing for you, Aquarius, that a good way to keep it simple, a good way to keep yourself humble is to find a spiritual practice, is to make sure that you're praying, make sure that you're showing gratitude. That's what it is. A way to stay modest, a way to say, because on the opposite of 15, because like we just pulled the 15 in the tarot, the 15 in the tarot is the devil. So you got to understand that on the flip side, and what does the devil represent? The 7 deadly sins. So modesty is a virtue. So you want to stay virtuous. And in order to stay virtuous, you want to talk to your spirit guide. You want to talk to the God above, whoever it is that you pray to. I'm assuming it's not bad people, because if it was bad people, you wouldn't be here. But yeah, you want to keep it simple by going ahead and getting on your knees. You know, I'm hearing that in terms of getting on your knees and praying. Let me make sure I full sentence that. But what I'm hearing is that for you, Aquarius, it's kind of like you need to understand, like, if you start to feel too big, you need to go stand next to the ocean, because you're not that big. Aquarian energy gets very much in this energy of like, I'm so special, I'm so unique, I'm so awesome. And I'm just here to tell you that, like, you are special, but you're not unique. Like, I say that a lot in a lot of my different readings, but you have to understand that, like, there's nothing new under the sun. We're all humans, and there's somebody out there who has the same interest as you, who has the same likes as you, who has the same desires and wants as you. Like, you're not absolutely unique to this universe. Like, our genetic makeup is human, and there's 6 billion humans in the world. So you are special, Aquarius, but you need to remember that you're not any more special than anybody else. Like, you need to stay humble. Yeah, frustrations, double-edged swords, and hollow victory. It's feeling like this energy might be coming into your love life, Aquarius. What I'm hearing is that because you have this newfound confidence, you're expecting others to see it and give you your flowers for it, which is not a problem. You deserve your flowers. But I'm hearing, especially me saying that came through very strong, because you see this is she's covered in flowers. In order to receive your flowers, you have to give flowers. You know, you have to remain in this given energy as well. So let's hear what your advice is, or your encouragement, or just like a closing message for Aquarius. Aquarius, I'm really hearing that for you, love-wise, like, I'm hearing that for a lot of the Aquariuses, there was a conversation or like a desire to talk to an ex, a past lover. I mean, obviously, I'm going to say that a lot for a lot of the signs, because that's obviously, like, I started this whole thing off with, Venus retrograde was really about. But for you, Aquarius, it really feels like it wasn't because you want to talk to your ex because you want to, like, get back with them. I'm hearing you almost like wanted to talk to them because it's like you kind of want to be like, look how far I got without you. Like, look where I am without you. Like, I'm cool without you. Like, I don't need you, like, at all. Yeah, compassion just came through. Let's see what's on the top too, and challenge. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to read both of those for you, Aquarius, because the letter C is all about the number 3, which is all about emotions. I'm hearing that your lover could be an emotional person. They could be somebody who, and not emotional in the sense, I'm actually hearing that they're not emotional in the like sense of like what most people think of emotional. I'm hearing that this person's actually quite detached emotionally, right? But just because somebody's detached emotionally and can't express their emotions, people always call that unemotional. To me, that's the most type of emotional, because like if you can't express your emotions, like you're like, Lord knows what's happening inside of you, right? So what I'm hearing is that like this is intuitive, but the person that you wanted to reach out to is somebody who never really kind of showed you the love that you needed. They were a challenge to get like what you wanted out of them, right? And now you're in this place where you're getting what you wanted from them, from yourself, and you kind of want to throw it in their face, where you're kind of like, I asked you for so much love, I asked you for so much attention, I asked you for so much of your time, and now because you're out of my life, I give myself that attention, I give myself that time, I give myself that love. Libra sun. Ooh, I'm a Libra rising. I'm so happy you trust me with your energy and you're watching my videos. That makes me so happy. Oh, and we're going backwards too. So I think Libra. Wow, you have a lot of Libra Scorpio mix there, huh? Well, Libra's in the middle, so I feel like either way it was going to be in the middle. But yeah, Scorpio will come sooner too. It will work out better this way than going that way, because then Scorpio would have been all the way at the end. But yeah, I actually have a Libra. I'm a Libra rising in my tropical chart. So I have very strong Libra aspects. I have very strong Virgo aspects, and I'm a Sagittarius sun. Um, for Aquarius, the compassion card, what I'm hearing is that, ooh, let me read the challenge first, because I was just super on point with what I was just saying about, I was just super on point about what I was saying about you wanting to go back to your ex-lover and kind of throw it in their face. So your challenge, let's read the challenge. You need to dig a little deeper in a certain situation, but the rewards and the experiences gained will be worth it. Things may seem unsolvable or insurmountable, but there is a way forward, and you can do this because even now, your inner strength has not been fully used. Dreams are very important, and you would be well advised to keep a dream journal so you can explore each layer of your dreams later on. Overall, the energy of this flower of this card is that of a difficult or challenging situation, which can actually be resolved. And in the end, there will be much to be gained from your perseverance. Those working with guides or allies may find them a little obscure or hard to understand, and you will need to work a little more to connect with them. Beware of apathy at this time. And the affirmation is, I have the strength and the will to do this. And the keywords are challenge, inner strength, guides, dreams, perseverance, and apathy. Yeah. So it sounds like the challenge you tried to face with this other person, this other energy, you're now, if you persevere within self, you'll be able to push through and find the lesson that, like, find the love that you wanted from this other person in self, right? So with that being said, let's go into the compassion, because it says with this card, has a deep connection with all the aspects of compassion in general. It is most closely aligned with compassion for spiritual self. It is what did I say, Aquarius? I said you need to start praying. It is here we develop what we can take forward and share with others. Time alone is indicated, but this should be a blessing, not a curse. Take time to nurture and to develop aspects of your higher self. Looking after the interests of others is the next step, and that energy is also strong. Community events, programs, situations, and groups, and really stimulating beneficial relationships which grow within these spaces are all shown on this card. Be aware of rejection, even repulsion at this time. Analyze where these decisions come from. Try not to take these actions personally. They are not meant to be reflections of what is the very heart of you. An affirmation: I have compassion for all, including myself. And the keywords are compassion, sharing, spirituality, self-growth, retreat, and rejection. Yeah, Aquarius, it sounds like you experience what you're feeling as a rejection, what you're feeling as somewhat of something like this person didn't want me as I am. So now, and for maybe a little while, maybe you thought you needed to change in order to like assimilate to what it is that they wanted. But what I'm hearing is that it's like, you need to kind of like really just come back to what I said. It's really about praying, getting to know self more, being okay with being alone. When you feel alone and you feel either when you're feeling alone or you're feeling too big, to go stand next to the ocean. I don't know if you are necessarily in like right now it's wintertime where I am and it's very, very cold. So what I'm hearing is that if you're somebody who's in the cold, like so on and so forth, like it's okay to still go by a body of water, go in your car, get a cup of coffee. I actually do that very often. With my tea, I literally bring my tea, my warm tea, and I'll go sit by the water in my car. And I just don't necessarily get out of the car, but you can still feel the energy from the water. But yeah, I'm hearing that for you, it's going to be a lot of to take these lessons that you learned about being alone, taking them into this next part of the year and kind of really fulfilling those lessons, because through time alone, because if you reach out to this partner and you try to throw it in their face, like I said, you need to stay humble. So if you act in a way that is like I used gluttonous first as the example, but what I'm hearing is like prideful. You can't have too much pride. We don't want pride. Pride is a deadly sin. Pride is a sin. It's dignity. You need to be dignified in your actions. So that's what I'm hearing for you, Aquarius. So, and happy birthday to the Aquariuses whose birthdays haven't passed just yet. Because we still are in Aquarius season. So there's some who are gonna pass. So what I'm hearing is like your birthday, Aquarius, for those who haven't passed, it's really about like, you might have to be okay. I'm hearing that very strongly. I'm going to pull one card for the birthday Aquariuses whose birthdays haven't passed, because what I'm hearing is you guys have to be okay with being alone on your birthday. Like you're not going to have your lover on your birthday, or there's something that Valentine's Day. Oh, Aquarius. Yeah, I'm hearing the people whose birthdays on Valentine's Day or the week of Valentine's Day. Yeah. Strength is coming through. That was all about strength. Everything we just talked about, inner strength. I said it like 10 million times in those cards. You're really going to have to pull on to an inner strength. The Three of Wands and the Star is coming through. The Star is all about being careful not to be too greedy. And the Three of Wands is surveying your kingdom. It's time to go above the situation, to look above the situation. It's not time to get into things. And inner strength is all about taming the lion. So Aquarius, I don't know if you're dealing with a Leo or somebody who has strong Leo aspects. Aquarius, I would stay tuned for Leo if you have strong Leo aspects yourself. Because this is 8 coming through twice, or if the person also could be a life path number 8. 8 is all about finances. It's all about fame, fortune. You could be somebody trying to manifest these things for yourself, and you taking time to think about your love life is definitely going to debilitate you. Yeah, Aquarius. I'm getting off that energy. I feel bad. I'm sorry. I personally like spending my birthday alone. So who's next? Capricorn. Capricorn, we always have issues because I swear there's always a bunch of red flags in your guys' readings, and I just always get this energy that you guys just don't give a fuck. So let's see what these two are saying. Yeah, Capricorn, you're not going to listen to me. You guys aren't going to listen to me. But the lessons you learned, this is funny because it's kind of similar to Aquarius, but not really, because Aquarius was all about self-expression and they were out there like living their lives. With Capricorn, you spent some time alone. You spent a lot of time actually alone. Traveling, adventure. This is the wander movement, coping with unfamiliarity, pilgrimage, broaden your horizons. Capricorn, you had to dig. Oh, I'm getting actually super sad because I always can tell when I tapped in, because my energy will literally change. I was super excited and super happy, and now I'm feeling just sad and depressed. Capricorn, you felt like you had to dig into every corner of yourself in order to pull through this Venus retrograde. Like, you were absolutely, I don't want to say this because like it's kind of like deep, but if you are this person, then please, I advise you to definitely get medical help. But Capricorn, you like were thinking about like very intense things like suicide and I'm not going to say suicide because you may not have necessarily, yeah, my heart is like just fell to my stomach. You may not have necessarily like thought about actually doing it, but you were considering and thinking to yourself like, what would this world be without me? Kind of energy. And you kind of like, as a result, you're kind of like, well, if I can't do that, maybe I'll just get up and leave. I'll just leave everybody behind. And what would they all be without me if I just get up and leave? Oh my God, that's just such a sad energy, Capricorn. Capricorn, I'm going to just say this from myself, from my intuitive energy, is that your presence, your smile means something to somebody. And even if it's not somebody outside of yourself, your smile and your presence should mean the world to you. You don't need anybody else to justify your existence in this world. You exist and you matter. Point blank. Like, end of story. We were all made in God's image, and you are a beautiful being who was made in God's image, and you deserve life, and you deserve to thrive, and you deserve happiness, abundance. You deserve it all. Don't ever for 1 second think that your existence doesn't matter, or for 1 second think that you're unappreciated or undervalued, because even if other people don't see your value, God knows your value. The spirits above know your value. Your spirit guides, I'm hearing your spirit guides come through hard. And also the numbers here are 56 and 27. So I don't know, May 6th, the 6th of the month, the 5th of a month, the 27th, the 2nd or the 7th of a month. I'm hearing your spirit guides like coming through very, 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 very fucking strong. Like, they are telling you, like, I'm hearing that for you when you're down and you're out and you feel like you're at your most alone. I'm hearing it's with this. I'm hearing, you know how they say that there's that slogan that says, I'm getting so many chills, but I'm hearing basically like, you know how when they say you thought you were walking on the beach alone and then you look beside you and there's footprints in the sand. It's like, that's what I'm hearing. And I think I'm quoting that wrong. But yeah, Capricorn, your spirit guides have been beside you every step of the way. Every time you were in one of those bad thoughts and you got up and pushed yourself out of it, it was them picking you up and pushing you out of it. They are here for you and they are here to surround you. Yeah, I'm hearing the 5 of Wands, arguments, battles around you. You've been very overcome with it's like you're in this place where you're like in this bubble and everybody outside of the bubble is yelling and screaming. And you just want to stay in your bubble. You almost pushed for isolation, because up to the Venus retrograde and during the Venus retrograde, it was just so much commotion for you that you had no choice but to just deflate. Like, you deflated your emotions, you deflated your energy. You had no energy. You were just completely depleted. And you didn't know what to do, what to say. But the issue is that, yeah, Wheel of Fortune came through and the Ace of Wands. So now that the retrograde is ending, you're going to see an elevation in money. I'm hearing you need to plan a trip, or you need to plan some type of vacation for yourself, Capricorn, not with anybody else. You're on top of this situation. If you could just see that. What I'm hearing is that if you take a trip, if you take time for yourself, you start planning something for yourself, you're going to start to get new ideas. You're going to start to get new downloads. You're going to start to have new everything come through with this fresh new energy. I'm hearing for you, Capricorn, the Lunar New Year is going to be very important. You're starting to feel a whole shift of energy. You were very depressed, very, very depressed. I don't want to say it again, but I am going to say it, but I'm going to say borderline suicidal. Your mind, your body, and your soul were all depleted. You felt as if you were not enriched in any way. So the lessons that you need to, how to implement your lesson of learning that you are loved and you are valued and you are important, that's what you learned, right? You had to learn, like, I am important. I am important. Like, that's the only thing I can keep thinking of is like, I am important. My existence matters. I matter. I matter. I matter. The way you go into the next cycle of your life is nourishment, health, well-being, providing for others, creating balance, nurturing the mind, body, and soul. Capricorn, what I'm hearing is that you could be a mother or a father, you could be a parent. So when it's saying nurture, providing for others, what I'm hearing is saying like, to know you matter, sometimes you have to do for other people. So what I'm hearing is like, you're possibly a parent and you need to like put a lot of energy into providing mental, spiritual, and physical stability, sustainability for your children. If you're a child who has like I'm hearing like a child, not a child, but a person who has a grandparent or somebody who needs help, like somebody who has a sickness and they need help. I'm hearing to put more of your energy into that. Putting more energy into your health, your mind, your body, and your soul, like getting a new diet. I'm hearing you should be taking vitamins. Like if you put something into your daily, working out, at physical activity. Physical activity for sure, because physical activity, when it comes to the crown chakra, because you've been separated from your spirit guides, you don't feel connected to your spirit guides. So the crown chakra is what connects us to our spirit guides. In order to connect with our spirit guides, to open up your crown chakra, cardio is one of the best ways to open your crown chakra. When we sweat, when we do cardio, when we do fast movement activity, dance, cardio, running, cycling, these things open up our crown chakra. So for you, Capricorn, I'm hearing like you definitely need to work out. You need to tighten up that body, and tightening up that body will tighten up that soul, your soul and your mind. I say this in a lot of my readings, but what I like to say is that for me, I was overweight and I also smoked weed for years and years and years and years. Only once I detoxed my body and I sobered up my mind is when I started having a stronger spiritual relationship with God, with my spirit guides, the people in my life who have passed away. I'm going to say it again. Only once I detoxed my body and sobered up my mind was I able to have a better connection with God and my spirit guide. So if you're somebody who feels like your spirit guides are trying to talk to you and you can't hear them, it's probably because you're high and filled with food and things that your body doesn't need. Your body's probably filled with a lot of mucus. I'm hearing for you, Capricorn, you're somebody who needs to look into like alkaline diets. You need to understand, like Dr. Sebi, you need to learn about like the mucus buildup in your body ASAP, because you have a lot of mucus buildup. You have a lot of mucus buildup comes from me talking about in the beginning, me overeating the chocolate, the compassion card came out again. We're going to pull another one though, because I did just read that for the Aquarius. But the mucus buildup, once you start learning about this, you're going to understand exactly what I'm saying. But the mucus buildup comes from sugars. It comes from these things, processed foods. You're probably not somebody who cooks from scratch, Capricorn. I'm hearing you need to cook from scratch more vegetables in your diet. You need to get your proteins from more greeny leaf vegetables. Yeah. Intention, this is your card. The compassion, I feel like I know why it came out, because I feel like intuitively I'm going to read the compassion card to you. Purpose, you matter. Intention, you matter. The compassion is coming through because it's like you need to be more compassionate with yourself. You need to understand that you can't be that hard on yourself. You cannot think, like, you have to love yourself. Be more compassionate, be more patient with yourself. What I'm hearing is that you're somebody who's not compassionate with the people around you because you're not compassionate with yourself. You can only treat others how you treat yourself. We can only see in others what we see in ourselves. So if you think your kids are annoying, or you think that your ailing or dying grandfather or grandmother is a burden, it's because you see yourself as a burden. It's because you see yourself as annoying. So You have to be more compassionate with yourself. Start talking to yourself in a more compassionate way. And that's why they want you to do something daily. Work out, take vitamins, do something in your daily activity that's going to make you feel better. Because if you feel better, you start thinking better. Like I said, detox, sober, then spiritually, you'll feel more light and you'll be able to treat the people around you better. So let's see what the intention is talking about. Intention is Chinese star Jasmine. So my name's Jasmine, but that could be important. You watching this video, me being Jasmine, but I'm going to read a little bit about the Jasmine too. I don't always read about the flower and stuff because of timing, but Chinese star Jasmine is a native to East Asia and Southeast Asia. The flowers are beautifully fragrant, delicately white, and are between, they're like 4 and 8 inches. Maybe this is why they want me to do it. 0.4 and 0.8 inches. So April, August for you. I'm hearing your spirit guides trying to come through. So I'm going to drop some of the numbers here. We have the 5th of a month or the 5th month, which is May. The 6th of a month or the 6th month, which is June. The 27th of a month or the 2nd or the 7th or February, July. We have month 10, which is October. Yeah. So, yeah, June 5th, July 5th, June 6th, July 6th, October 6th, October 5th, October 27th, July 27th, June 27th, June 2nd, June 7th, July 7th, July 2nd. I'm sorry, I know that's a lot, but it's really not that much, but I feel like that's going to resonate with somebody. And then, so the encouragement I have for you of how to implement this lesson into your life is time to review your true purpose in relation to the matter at hand. I love that this just said matter, because the matter at hand is that you matter. This will assist you in seeing the possible silver lining or the new possibilities, which will still give you a positive direction and will eventually match your original intentions, the intentions you came to this earth. We all came here with a purpose. We all came here with a contract to fulfill. All of our souls have soul contracts to fulfill. You have a deeper purpose on this world, in this world, on this earth. What is your deeper purpose? What did you come in this earth to fulfill? You should really check out your rising, Capricorn. The intentions of those around you also need to be explored. What did I say? The fights around you. There's people around you that are bringing you down. You would be wise to make sure you truly understand the people around you and their effects on the present as well as your immediate past. You may be satisfied with what you currently enjoy, but you might be satisfied with what you currently enjoy, like literally the processed foods, the sloth-like energy. Before stepping forward, it would be wise to refocus your intentions and look within. Appreciate your own talents and skills and avoid perfectionism or becoming competitive. These traits will only dilute the wonderful gifts you possess. And the affirmation is, my intentions and purpose are true. And the key words are intention, purpose, self-acceptance, positivity, and over-perfectionism. The last message I'm going to leave you with, Capricorn, is for lovers. Whether you're in a relationship or not in a relationship, one thing I'm hearing very strongly is with the competition is like you're competing for your lover's attention. Whether it's because you're in a relationship with kids and you're competing for the attention between the kids, like your lover is more, like pays more attention to the children than you. Or if you're somebody who's not in a relationship and you're trying to compete for somebody's affection, or multiple lovers' affections, I'm hearing for the singles. What I'm hearing for you is that this is very much a time not to be competitive. It's very much a time to look deep into, like I said, like you matter, you're good the way you are. You don't have to be anything for anybody else. So yeah, that's really what I'm hearing for you, Capricorn. That was really deep, Capricorn. I'm not gonna lie. Let's do Sagittarius. We're going to do the lessons that Sagittarius has learned and how Sagittarius can take those lessons into this Lunar New Year. I knew they wanted me to take this bottom one. I knew it. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Okay, so Sagittarius. The lessons that you learned, we're going to do it this way. Yeah, the lessons that you learned, Sagittarius, are conduct, self-awareness, proceed with caution, sensitivity, correct behavior, and act responsibly. So basically, Sagittarius, you with this 10, this is all about money. Sagittarius, you tried to take some big risks. It's not even like risks that like it's like, oh, you try to put all your money up and whatever. You're taking risks labor wise. You tried to fill up your schedule too much. And as a result, you ended up pretty much like did some irresponsible shit. You filled up your schedule too much. And as a result, you started to think to yourself, I deserve a break. I deserve this. So you started to go back into your old habits. Now that's kind of shown with me what I was saying. I'm a Sagittarius, right? And I actually did this now that I'm thinking about it, but filling up my schedule too much, thinking I can handle everything that's on my plate. And then as a result, I kept saying to myself, well, I deserve to eat. I deserve to have this chocolate. Like, what else do I have in this world besides this food? I'm so stressed out. I have so much on my plate. So what else do I like? I deserve to indulge. Like, I really pulled on this Taurus aspect of overindulgence in food. And that's what I'm hearing is that for you, Sagittarius, it's food, sex, drugs, and because I don't have sex or drugs, it was literally for me food, like, you know what I mean? But for people who do have sex and do take drugs or do drink alcohol, I'm hearing that it's like an overindulgence. You were acting very irresponsibly in the drugs, in the sex, in these things, like overindulgent in food, overindulgent in a lot of different things as a result of like putting too much on your plate, having way too much on your plate, right? So with that being said, it's kind of like in regard to like you lacked a self-awareness, Sag. You lacked a self-awareness to know when to stop, to know when to end. You lacked the self-awareness to know like this is too much. This is not, I need to stop. I need to cut it out, right? So with that being said is that the lessons to go into the future, the lessons you need to take into your future are basically it's like good fortune, success, express gratitude by supporting others and material possessions. Right now, I feel as if you actually had more than you thought you had. It's like wisdom, right? This 61 is 7, wisdom of the heart, insight, clarity, purity, intuitive knowing, consciousness, penetrating the illusion. You thought that you needed more than you have, right? So as a result, you put so much on your plate in order to try to like accomplish more. I'm hearing, Sagittarius, you're not satisfied with life because you think that you deserve more, you think that you want more. You want more good fortune, you want success. You want to have your flowers. You want somebody to give you your flowers. But as a result, it's like all you ended up doing was overworking yourself. And it's like you may deserve your flowers, but you also deserve peace and serenity. And you also need to know, you also need to be wise, right? There's clarity, intuitive knowing, this energy of consciousness, being aware, self-awareness. You stopped being aware of self, which caused you to stop being aware of everything around you. And if you would take a look around you, Sagittarius, I think that you would greatly see that a lot of the seeds you planted have already begun growing. So it's like you were in this energy to like reap your rewards, but realistically, it's like all you had to do was sit back and relax. What I'm hearing for you is that the Venus retrograde was very much so about literally sitting back and making a plan for the full 12 months. But instead, what you did is you overworked yourself and you were only looking to the near future. You couldn't see past this, like this month. Like you couldn't even see, you're not even looking into February. Like the 10 here is like 1 and 0 energy, but it's like literally like all you were thinking about is January. If I do this in January, I'll think about February. In February, I'll think about March. In March, I'll think about whatever, And you were expecting that someplace in there, one of your other seeds that you planted last year would grow. And you wouldn't even have to think about June, July, August, September, October, and November. Like, you were thinking if you put all this energy into January, by October, things would just be easy gliding, easy sailing. You know what I mean? If I overwork myself now, I don't have to overwork myself later in the year. Which in reality, what you should have did was make a plan for the whole year where you planned to work the whole year and work at a moderate level. Yeah, I'm hearing a 12-month plan for you, Sagittarius. This 7 energy coming through is very strong because the 7 energy is all about spirituality. It's all about, like it says here, inner knowing, inner truth. I think that, like, the wisdom of the heart, what I'm hearing for you, Sagittarius, is you were ignoring, that's crazy. This is what's at the bottom. This is exactly what I was about to say. You were ignoring love. You're ignoring love. You're ignoring your emotions. You're ignoring your needs. I'm hearing that for you, like, you want success. You want to fulfill your purpose in this world, which is awesome. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm hearing is that as a result, you ignored your needs, which is your need to be touched, your need to be consoled, your need to be loved. Like, you would just put love very much on the back burner. And if you did engage in it, it was like you engaged, because like I said, some people did overindulge in the sex, the drugs. And so if you did overengage in sex, it's like you were overengaging in sex with lovers who you knew did not have a future. You knew that there was no long term with them. So basically, Sagittarius, yeah, we're going to get a reshuffle on that. Yeah, Sag, because I don't like those cards for you. But Sagittarius, what I'm hearing is that you very much so, you ignored your intuition. You ignored your inner needs. You ignored this illusion, especially this illusion that these lovers were given to you. 8 of Wands, I knew it. Yeah, speedy situations, speedy news or situations, arrows of love coming in. This is very much like chasing the dragon energy. You know, King of Swords at the bottom. Cold, abrasive, demands respect. You were not in a loving energy during this Venus retrograde. You may have been having sex or you may have been with past lovers, but you were not in an energy of like, you were not expressing your needs. You were not expressing yourself emotionally. You may be an emotionally intelligent person, and you may even be a very intellectual person who intellectually was having great conversation. You felt stimulated, but you didn't feel fulfilled. That's the best way for me to say it for you, Sagittarius. You felt extremely stimulated, but there was no fulfillment that came from the things that you were doing. You didn't feel fulfilled from overeating. You didn't feel fulfilled from over drinking the wine or the liquor. You didn't feel fulfilled from the sex you were having. Even the music you were listening to, it felt like it just wasn't resonating with you. It's like your music, your sex, your drugs, the food, none of it resonated with you. And it caused you to feel like a block, and it made you feel like you were unloved. It made you feel like you were it brought out a lot of the deeper shadows inside of you, the deeper shadows of loneliness. That's what you felt. You felt extremely lonely. Extremely lonely. No matter who you were with and no matter what you were doing, you felt extremely lonely. So I'm hearing for you, Sagittarius, one of the big things, especially coming through on this prosperity card of how to move into the future, is you express gratitude by supporting others, right? To stop feeling lonely, you can express your appreciation for other people in your life. And I'm hearing that with this Lovers card coming through, it's like a friend. It's not a lover. Like, yes, I do think that we're going to talk about this actually real quick for you, Sagittarius. We're going to say, how could you express your needs to your lover? Or there's a lover that you want, that you need to express your needs to, which is all fine and dandy, cool for love, da da da. But what I'm hearing for you is sustainable energy that you need a good friend on your side. You need a friend on your side who you can support in their endeavors, and they give back to you and support you in your endeavors. That Wheel of Fortune is really trying to come through. So yeah, there's 2 10s for you. So you're very wrapped around money, Sagittarius. It's seeming like financial freedom is right on the brink for you. You just have to trust spirit, and you just have to trust what's going on. 2 of Wands, short journey or movement near water. So maybe you're at a distance from a lover or distance from this friend I'm talking about. Maybe you need to take a trip. Yeah, because Wheel of Fortune is about a trip. So you need to plan a trip. What I'm hearing collectively is every sign so far has gotten like a trip or a vacation of some sort. I'm hearing that thinking about the long run for all the zodiac signs is going to be very, very, very fruitful. King of Cups. Your King of Cups is on the other side of that journey. The King of Cups, male or female, doesn't matter. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But this is a gentle person. This is an emotionally intelligent person, shy, but very, very confident in what they feel, right? So you need to be in this place where you're able to express your emotions. And this 2 of Wands energy is saying that it's like this friend, this lover that you want to express these emotions to, you have to travel to them. And maybe taking this trip to them, moving to this friend, that's how you show your gratitude for others. That's how you support somebody else. Maybe you have a friend who lives in a different state and they're having an event come up, or they're struggling with their family, or they're something. They need your help. Whether it's physical, like, can you just carry this for me? Or if it's like just emotional support just by being there, like, hey, I don't really need you to do much, but I just need you to be next to me. I need you to just go to this doctor's appointment with me. Because even I'm hearing for the trip or whatever, it doesn't have to be like, oh, it's a whole trip out into, to Mexico. No, it's a short journey. So maybe you just need to go to a doctor's appointment with somebody. Maybe you just need to like show up and be there for somebody else. And an event I'm hearing very strongly. Maybe you have a friend who's a singer, a poet, open mics kind of thing, and they just need somebody in the crowd to look at. Like, they need you to be there so that they could look at you and gain some strength. The strength card did fall through. So what I'm hearing is you need to be a source of strength for somebody else. And being a source of strength for somebody else, for you, Sagittarius, will very much so bring you some clarity. It will bring you some awareness, and it will start to help your downloads come through and make you more clear about what you're doing. It will help you pass time. I hate to say it, but Sagittarius, it seems like you're getting bored with life. You've planted as many seeds as you can possibly plant, and it's time now for you to you have to let your plants grow. What is that quote? A watched pot doesn't boil. You've planted seeds. There's nothing else you can do. You'll probably resonate greatly with my Gemini horoscope that I did for the Venus retrograde. But yeah, Gemini might be a strong aspect for you. But right now it's coming through as that Gemini energy of just pretty much like, you can't. Queen of Pentacles came through when I said that, which is like literally business, domineering. Like, Queen of Pentacles does not play about her money. The Queen of Pentacles will look at her watching the seed. You see her? That's you right now. You can't watch your seeds. You have to get out of this energy. So let's get into the words of advice for you. And then we're going to move on to Scorpio. But Sag, I'm hearing for you very much so is you just need to chill the fuck out. Like, you need to calm down. I'm not going to say you're taking life too seriously, because I don't think there's any such thing, because I take life very seriously. But what I'm hearing is that it's like, you've taken life seriously so much. You're ruled by Jupiter, right? Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the brother in mythology who works hard but plays hard. What I'm hearing is you're working so hard that you're playing hard in the wrong arenas, right? It's like, let's think about like old Greek times or whatever it may be. It's like, instead of having like a wholesome hobby, it's like you're like dog fighting, or you're like, you know what I mean? It's like, to get out that energy. It's like you're doing something so extravagant and so crazy just to, like, you know what I mean? And it's like, no, Sag, like, you need to play hard, but you need to play wholesome. That's what I'm hearing. So work hard, play hard, but play wholesome. And the protection is what came through. I feel like this is going to be some like random message in a sense, because let's see. Now is a good time to ensure you are doing what is Now is a time to ensure what you are doing is considered fair and best practice. Although you will find the best protection from following convention and rules closely, be mindful that if you need to push limits, you are not completely breaking the law or the boundaries of others. What did I say? Sag, you are pushing, you're going too far with your fun. You're going too far with your drinking. You're going too far with your sex. You're going too far with your eating. You're going too far with overindulging in things. And let's just point out that all the other things I mentioned besides eating, those things affect other people's lives. If you were having sex with a past lover and not being intentional about what you were doing, you're going to be now have some trouble trying to get rid of that lover. Love can be indicated as well as other deep emotions that bind and entwine with others. A progression in a relationship is indicated, and the safe opportunity to express your new and increased feelings is offered. What did I say? You have to go to this friend or to this lover and express how you really feel. And it's a lover you weren't with this whole Venus retrograde. You were dealing with like a karmic or a soulmate. You need to now go forward and move forward with like somebody that you've like, yeah, whatever. You know who the person is. I don't got to tell you. Marriage, partnership, and alliances are in focus. You may be expected to act a certain way or do something with which you do not agree with. Be careful that you are not becoming obsessed with something. The long-term consequences are not favorable. That all is so significant to everything I just said for you, Sag. And the affirmation is, I am protected and safe. And the keywords are protection, thoughtfulness, emotions, vitality, encouragement, and obsession. Yeah, I can't even make this shit up, to be honest. Honestly. Honestly, Sag, I don't even know what else to say, because that was just so on point. So on point. So let's pull into Scorpio energy and let's see what's going on with Scorpio. That was kind of loud. I'm sorry. So we're doing the lessons that Scorpio learned. They don't want to. The lessons that Scorpio learned, and then how to implement those lessons into the future. What I'm hearing off rip, it's just because I looked down and I seen it, and it's just telling me to like mention this again. But with the Scorpio energy, I'm hearing that there was a lot of comparisons happening. Comparing yourself to others, comparing your life to others. That's okay. Everybody just saw me shuffling and the exact cards came through for Capricorn as this. I'm going to put them back, and what I'm going to say is, because I'm not going to sit here and read these cards, but that is weird. That's weird as fuck. These are exactly the cards for Capricorn. Scorpio, you need to watch Capricorn. You obviously have some strong Capricorn placements, or maybe your placements are just, maybe your Capricorn is in what numbers? 8. So maybe you have Capricorn in your 8th house, because Capricorn is represented by 8th house is the Scorpio house. So yeah, so you could have Capricorn in your 8th house, something like that. Some weird significance to Capricorn and where Capricorn is. I'm getting a weird shuffle on you guys here. I might not do these cards for you. I might do the Moonology cards for you guys. Yeah, so okay, so what I got here is, first and foremost, Scorpio energy is coming through as like, yeah, comparisons. You guys must have been seeing a lot about the twin flame stuff. And I think that Scorpio energy is coming through very strong of like, you want your twin flame, you want to know where your twin flame is. Oh my God. Also coming through very, very strong with this is that sexual union, right? This is 44, sexual union, meeting halfway, coupling. I think that you're confused, possibly Scorpio, about whether you're with a karmic / soulmate, depending on what word you use, or if the person you're with or want is a twin flame / true love. I'm hearing that you might have talked to or been with somebody from your past. Scorpio, what I'm hearing for you is you're definitely somebody who who's like with your past lover over this like little Venus retrograde. You're definitely somebody who dabbled in or highly thought about it. You had dreams about your past lover. You were dreaming about them very deeply. A passionate encounter, though. It sounds like it feels like, Scorpio, that there was you had sex with somebody, or a passionate kiss with somebody, or a passionate like FaceTime situation happen where basically they just got to tell you everything that you've ever wanted. Like, they said the things they never said before. This is coming through with like Kama Sutra kind of energy. So it's like maybe they did something physically to you that they didn't necessarily ever do to you before. And you're feeling super attracted to them. You're feeling like now this is your twin flame, but it's like everything you've been hearing is basically like Venus retrograde brings back past lovers, and it brings back old debts and old karmic debts. You're like, so is it possible that I could have had, that this could be my twin flame when they came back at such an unfortunate time, such a time that doesn't necessarily favor love, right? Because Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde, 10 of Cups is at the bottom. Happiness, good things, party, celebration. Maybe you've seen this person at a party. New Year's Eve, because you got to remember, this is not just last week. This is all the way from December 19th all the way up until yesterday, which is the 29th. 7 of Swords. Plans, hopes, wish card, high. Yes, this is somebody who you want them very, very badly. Let's see what they want. We haven't done any sneak crossing. We haven't done any crossing yet. Let's see what they want. I don't know. Okay, so let me tell you straight up. Listen, don't believe everything you read, okay? Just because you read a whole bunch of things that say your true love can't come to you during Mercury retrograde, it's just not true. Like, there are people who very much so have the emotional intelligence to know what the fuck is good for them. Like, everybody is not going through shadow work. And a lot of the things that people don't realize is that a lot of the stuff they talk about during Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde, even the things I'm doing, right? Those readings I just did, those are touching base on people who have deep shadow work they need to do. I think I said that during like Capricorn, like, which is funny because that Capricorn coming through when I said that earlier, like, you guys should watch Capricorn. But not everybody has an abundance of shadow work to be done. Like, there are people who do their shadow work. So we have to remember that if you feel like you have your twin flame standing in front of you, or your true love, because I don't really necessarily like the term twin flame. I do use it a lot in my videos, but that's so I can catch people on YouTube. Really what I'm just talking about is true love, right? Healthy love, true healthy love. If you feel like this is something that is true and healthy for you, and you are somebody who is true and healthy, then it most likely is. Now, if you are somebody who knows that you have an abundance of shadow work to be done, and you know that there's still a lot of issues you have, we have to remember that this is the best thing for me to tell you. Your lover mirrors you. The people in our lives mirror us. That, like I said earlier in the Capricorn thing, I said we can only treat others how we treat ourselves. We can only see in others what we see in ourselves. If this is our inner, usually is a reflection of the outer, and the outer is a reflection of the inner. That's what mirroring is, right? So if you're somebody who has a good job, you go to therapy, you're not even necessarily therapy, but you're good. You're good, and not in a delusional I'm good way, right? But you're good. You've checked off the list. You've been through your past lovers. You know what happened in your past relationships. You have money coming in. You're not broke or destitute. You don't feel broke or destitute. Those words don't even resonate with you because you're like, what's broke and destitute? I'm powerful. I'm confident. I'm beautiful, right? You're somebody who's put in a lot of work into being better. I don't like superlatives, but it is what it is, to ascending, to evolving. You've put a lot of work into evolving. You put a lot of work into your shadow work. Then nothing you read can tell you that, oh, this person has to be your karmic because they came through during December 19th and January 29th. It's 344, by the way. Damn, that's crazy. 44 energy, 63. Yeah, I'm here to tell you that your intuition is the best decipherant for the best way to decipher if a lover is a twin flame / true love or karmic, right? Only you are the best. You're the best judge of your own life. So only you can determine what somebody really is. That was all just coming through very strong because this reading, I'm going to tell you right now, is not going to tell you whether your person is a twin flame or a karmic, because at the end of the day, I would have to pull into your direct energy to know that, Scorpio. But what I'm hearing is that that's a question you have. That's a question you had all through the Venus retrograde. Now, I will leave you with this little bit of advice that I heard from a pastor one time. And she said to me, or preacher, I don't know exactly the right term to use, but she said to me, if you have to question if somebody is the one, then they're most likely not the one. Now, take what resonates and leave what doesn't, but I did just get chills. Because what I'm hearing is that if you have to put this much thought or you have a big, huge question mark on somebody, regardless of the work you've put into, it could be possible that you still have shadow work that you're not recognizing, that you're not aware of. And it could be possible that you're ignoring red flags because you are ignoring red flags within yourself. That is just some food for thought to think about. Have you done your shadow work? That's what this Venus retrograde lesson was for you. It's you had this experience and you think this experience is about somebody else, but this experience is actually about you. Have you done your shadow work? Have you checked all your red flags? How to take this into the future is interesting because it's 63, which is completion, which is weird because a lot of this completion in the Wheel of Fortune coming through for all of the energies, and it's funny how it came through here in the Tao, and not necessarily the tarot, because now I'm like shuffling hard with these tarots, but a job well done, perfection, peak performance, and prudence. The way that you can move forward and take the lesson you learned, which is about your shadow work, is to be more prudent, is to be more mindful, to look more closely at the details. It's like this Virgo-esque energy where it's like, you really want to pay attention to details. It's an hour and 22 minutes too. There's mad twin flame energy coming through here. So you are somebody who's like very attached to true love, very attached to like the ideal of a twin flame. Twin flames, this is funny because you should really watch my twin flame videos, but this is very much about chaser runner energy. You really should look into twin flames, the chaser runner energy. But how you move forward in this relationship, how you move forward in this situation. Now, keep in mind also too, this doesn't necessarily have to be about a lover, right? Because I'm hearing that some people aren't even in relationships. This isn't even about a lover. This could be about you dedicating yourself to your true purpose. Because twin flame energy, as much as it's also about the lovers, it's also about us connecting with our soul purpose and connecting with our deeper purpose in this universe. So you could have during this Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde, you could have actually also started turning a hobby into a career, or you could have started thinking about taking your hobby or taking something that you truly are passionate about and turning it into a money endeavor. Now you want to get money for it, right? And you're questioning, is this really what I want? Is this really what I need? And the reason all the twin flame energy is coming through is because only once we fulfill our greatest purpose on earth does true love truly come to us. And does true love come to us in a way that we're able to handle it, right? So Scorpio, what I'm hearing is that another question you are having is how do I take this idea or this hobby, this creative endeavor, and turn it into a money maker? How do I take this sexual encounter and turn it into a relationship? Right? That's what your biggest question, and that's what your lesson is. The lesson is prudence, and the lesson well, the answer is prudence is what I'm trying to say. And the answer is like, let me find a different word. Yeah, this is weird that this came through. But needing to take the blindfold off a situation. What did I tell you? You need to check. Are you ignoring red flags and ignoring things in yourself and in others? Don't ignore the red flags. You are allowed to take, especially this is about peace and harmony, which twin flame energy is all about in the Tao. It's 11, which is peace, harmony. It seems like the answer to your question is anything that takes away your peace of mind, anything that makes you feel, Scorpio, how you take your lessons into the future, anything that makes you feel uncomfortable physically. You need to listen to your body. If your body shakes, if you get nauseous, if you get headaches, if your throat starts to clog up, these things are signs that you're not in the right place or with the right person. So if you're experiencing things like that, if you have an actual ailment and every time you're with this specific person or at a specific job, that ailment starts to flare up, then you know you ain't in the right place or with the right person. So I'm hearing prudence, listening to your body. Yeah, delays around money coming in from the cold, 5 of Pentacles. Yeah. Coldness. Like if you feel this cold, like lonely, in your soul, deep in your chest, in your heart chakra, our heart chakra should open up. With twin flame energy, our like literally look at him. That's how your heart chakra should feel. It should feel open, connected. It feels like you could be connecting at the root chakra, which is at the base of our spine, which is our genitals, our reproductive organs. If you don't feel a connection with this person, place, or thing, regardless of what it is, through your heart chakra, you don't feel like you can speak or express yourself through your throat chakra. Like basically what I'm hearing is you need to check your chakras from the waist up. You need to check your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, your throat, your heart, your crown chakra. How do these chakras feel when you're with somebody? Because if this is a twin flame, if this is somebody you're truly meant to have, this is true love, then all of your chakras should be aligned. They should feel open and free. Now, you might have blockages still based on your own blockages. And like we said, you might have to check for your own red flags, your own blockages, so on and so forth. But when you're with this person, does this person, do they debilitate you? That's what you need to start asking. 10 of Swords came out. I'm hearing that the answer to all those questions is you're kind of like 10 energy. So this could be a work thing. This could be like you need to quit your job. You need to leave your job because it's the death or ending of a situation or relationship. So I'm hearing that, yeah, Scorpio, I'm sorry. I know you wanted to hear this person's like your twin flame and I want them to be your twin flame too, but it's possible you need to get over this and take this lesson into the future because it's possible you have some shadow work that really needs to be done for you to find your twin flame. Like I said, Empress, delays will prove necessary. What did I say too? 6-3 and it was 344 and the 3 higher arcana came out. 3 energy. Delays will prove necessary. And this is funny because the Empress is ruled by Venus retrograde. The delays you felt during this Venus retrograde, the questions you were having, these doubts you were having, listen, I'm hearing too for you, Scorpio, is that whoever this other person is or the job or whatever it is, they were telling you that you need to make a choice. They were telling you like, no, you need to make a choice. There's a choice that needs to be made because we're running out of time. And I'm here to tell you, you were smart to what do they call it in basketball? Like running out the clock, right? Like you were smart to hold the ball and watch the clock run out. Like you were smart not to make a move. You were smart not to over strategize, not to whatever. And look what happens as a result. You win the game. You have victory because you would have ended up saying, yes, I'm getting chills. You would have ended up saying yes to something that would have been very bad for you in the long run. We're going to pull some words of encouragement or words of advice. Let's see where this is going for the Scorpio energy. This is very interesting because Scorpio is a very shy sign, right? So Scorpio is very, wow, patience and understanding. Just making sure they were all, yeah, this is crazy. I'm going to read the patience first. The patience is very interesting too, because this is like a hornet on here. I think it actually, but I'm getting Mama Oshun vibes. So Haitian, Caribbean. I'm hearing about Santeria, Ifa, those types of things for you, Scorpio. Really looking to higher powers, the Orishas, the seven Orishas. Because that's why I'm hearing that, because the Orishas, many of mythology stories tell good stories about lovers and these things and whatnot, but the Orishas really touch base. I'm hearing you should look into Shango. I'm probably gonna end up telling this story, but Shango and Mama Oshun, their story. Mama Oshun really believed that Shango was like the one, but Shango had other wives. Like Shango had Yemaya and Mama Yemaya, and Shango also had Oya. And Yemaya was his like nurturer. She was like a motherly person to him. He would never let go of Yemaya. And then Oya was his like ride or die. Oya was like the person he rode out with. But Mama Oshun was his like sexual like partner. That's how he viewed his three women versus Mama Oshun, who believed that Shango was her one and only true love. And only once Shango really broke her heart and really like kind of was like, I'm not leaving my other wives for you. It's all of us together. If you love me, then you have to love Yemaya and Oya. And mind you, she respected Yemaya and Oya. She did not want to live in an intertwined polygamous relationship with them. And yeah, I'm hearing this very strongly for you, Scorpio. Is very much this energy of just like understanding that like you may greatly love somebody and they could be a great part of your story, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're a great part of their story. So yeah, I'm just going to leave you with that little bit. But yeah, now is not the time to rush into a situation or make hasty choices. Relax, look deep within, and connect with the grounded wisdom before moving forward. Connect with grounded wisdom before moving forward. This card reminds us to appreciate and honor the divine feminine. It holds balance for all female energies. This flower allows us to explore our sensuality, our vulnerabilities, and feelings connected with love, safety, and gentleness. You may soon enjoy the company of others, which may not have been possible in the past. The gentle new beginning of friendships, romantic love, and a deeper understanding of unconditional love may too be found. Those wanting to work with their intuition will also be given new insights, messages, and pathways to bring more understanding to current situations. Be careful of rushing into anything too quickly or taking this time for granted. The affirmation is in stillness and peace, I will see the right time. And keywords are patience, peace, stillness, unconditional love, femininity, and complacency. And I think it's interesting too, because it literally talks about understanding in that. And I pulled the understanding card. So let's see. It says this card speaks of new perspectives and leads us to explore our inner wisdoms, which may have been a little hard to find in the past. Empowerment may come from new insights. Regaining control of situations is also very much indicated. Your destiny is in strong focus as well. So what is it that is going on right now that may help or hinder your path? What did I say? You need to do a roll call. Like, the sensual aspects of relationships are highlighted. So it's a wonderful time to explore, have fun, and enjoy yourself. A time to celebrate the radiance of your being. Sensitivities are also running a little high. So look to new ways to ground your emotions or step back and let them run their course. Challenges you may face include losing perspective, not following your own purpose, and giving away your power. And the affirmation is understanding and true perspective will guide me. And the keywords are understanding, sensuality, radiance, inner wisdom, destiny, empowerment, and perspective. Those I feel like were super, like they explain themselves. What I'm going to say to you, Scorpio, is that when I started practicing abstinence, one of the biggest things I stopped doing was watching porn. I no longer watch porn. I haven't in years. And the reason for it is because what I'm hearing is that you had a sexual encounter, or you're thinking about sex. What I said is like you're dreaming about this, right? There's talks about those cards. We're talking about a lot of sensuality, a lot of whatever. But what I'm hearing is that with this card, it was about a sexual union. Sexuality and sensuality are two different things. I'm hearing that you need to kind of pull into, like, what I did when I started practicing abstinence is I would look at myself in the mirror and I would touch myself, masturbating in the mirror and looking at the different parts of yourself, feeling and touching the parts of yourself that you feel like are uncharted, the parts of yourself that haven't been touched. Another important thing, and this is very hard to do, it's not easy, but what we want to do as women sometimes is to, mind you, men could do this too, males could do this too. I apologize. So it doesn't matter. I apologize. It doesn't matter about gender. It's just I'm a woman, so I'm thinking about my female body. But as a woman, what we really want to do is look at our reproductive, like we need to look at it, look at her, look at it. You know, men can literally see it, but you need to get a mirror and look, you know what I mean, and see her. What does she look like? What does she feel like when you touch in these different places? Get the perspective that you want your lover to have. What I'm hearing too is that, like, when I did this, when I went through my abstinence like thing, one of the biggest things I did was when I masturbated, I thought about myself as, like, I don't want to like talk about exactly because I feel like that's not like anybody's business what I was like manifesting for myself exactly, but you need to think about yourself as the most evolved part of yourself. Like, what do you look like? Are you a boss? You know, are you a, like, I don't know what career it is because I'm not picking up a career energy here, but it's like you need to think about yourself in like your highest, most evolved level and get turned on by that. Get turned on by finishing a project. Get turned on by accomplishing a goal. Get turned on and masturbate and finish thinking about that goal. Use your sexual energy to manifest a future, right? Not just lust, right? Not just like sex is about procreation. It's about creating, right? When two people get together, it's supposed to be to create a third, to create the child. If you can't create the child, it could be a metaphorical child, a child of the future. This Seven of Swords is plans, hopes, the wish card. What is your greatest wish? Get turned on by that. Now, that is very hard to do. It's not easy. In the world with porn, in a world with like temptation and lust, seduction, magnetism, right? It's very hard. It's not easy. But it's like you have to learn to redefine passion. Passion is not sex. Passion is feeling a deep affection, a deep affinity for something so deep that you feel it in your body. It excites your body. It excites your mind. It excites your soul. We talked about in the Sagittarius energy, doing a lot of things that made you feel satisfied but didn't make you feel fulfilled. So right now for you, Scorpio, this is really about learning how to make yourself feel fulfilled. And you need to start with you. Only you can make yourself feel fulfilled. Only you can fulfill your deepest, most sensual, most erotic. It's because you are a Scorpio, so it's probably some erotic shit happening in your brain. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to take from that, but only you can fulfill those needs first. So, and also too, what I'm going to say is like, you don't necessarily have to stop watching porn because like, you know, I have Virgo aspects. I'm a Sagittarian. I have Libra aspects. So it's like porn for me really was just like not doing anything for me. It was very, very toxic. And honestly, I will just say real quick that, you know, we all know the patriarchal, you know, conditioning of porn. Like a lot of those women aren't actually enjoying themselves. I just hate to say it, but it is the truth. But you're a Scorpio. You have Scorpio energy, right? And Scorpio does like some domination. Scorpio does like some erotic shit. So we can't say that every single woman in the sex industry doesn't enjoy, you know, what they're doing. There are some who do. So if you come across a video or whatever it may be that does provide you that turns you on, and you can watch that and know like, okay, that person enjoys themselves, whatever. I don't care. My point is that like, because I'm hearing like bondage, BDSM, these types of things. So if you're somebody who's interested in these things, you need to understand that those things start with self first, regardless. Like exactly what I'm saying is like, you need to be comfortable doing these things alone and feel secure and confident. You know what I mean? And love yourself through those moments. And if you can love yourself like bonded up, tied up, handcuffed up on your own, then you can let another partner in. But it's like if there's a lack of self-awareness, if there's a lack of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Security. There's a lack of security. There's a lack of security within self, your root chakra. What I'm hearing is you really need to look into root chakra. Your root chakra. Your root chakra needs, like, there could be a blockage there that is causing you to connect with other people in order to get like this satisfaction through your root chakra. But it's like only you can. Root chakra is built through identity. It's built through a knowing of thyself. So in order to get to know thyself, you may have to make love to thyself first before you allow other people to make love to you. I don't care what kind of love that is. Like, I'm not saying I don't care, but I'm saying like you could still be into erotic and kinky shit. It's just that you need to know thyself before you really, really start like delving into sexual practices where you're giving away. Remember, it said, don't give away your power. Your power is your sexual energy. Sexual energy creates. Sexual energy is how we create other lives. It's how we create abundance, all that. So yeah, don't give away your power. Know your power. And with you, Scorpio, your Scorpion energy, a lot of your power very much greatly lies in your ability to be erotic, your ability to be kinky, your ability to be kind of dark. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's a little bit yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna leave that there though, because I'm starting to tap into this, guys, and I'm not a kinky. I like things or whatever, but like I'm not like, you know what I mean. And it's starting to make me feel real kinky. So we're gonna move on to Libra because right now I'm like, what is going on? I'm starting to think of very, very naughty things right now. Yeah, I'm gonna close that off there for you guys. So let's move into Libra energy. Let's get rid of that Scorpio energy because that shit had me like that had me like whew, hot. All right, Libra, so let's see what's going on. What lessons did you learn? That was a horrible shuffle. What lessons did you learn, and how do you take those lessons into the future? I'm hearing to take this card, but I don't want to look at it yet. Oh, yep. Okay, this is funny. Now, okay. So Libra, I have 2 and 2. So Libra energy for the Venus retrograde, the lesson, let me drink some of this, but the lesson that was learned was facing your fears. There was Libra. Libra, you 100 million % had somebody hit you up from your past. 100 million %. And maybe it wasn't from your past that it's a lover, but like a past mistake that came forward. I'm hearing like a relationship even with like a mother, past like just like energies coming up like that. Loss of faith. Like this caused you to like really lose faith in yourself because you might have done something or participated in something that greatly made you be like, whoa, like I was on a whole new path. Everything was going like after the Mercury retrograde last time was in Libra, right? And I've said this a lot with the Libra energies for the past couple of readings. I actually said this in the Mercury retrograde that we just had. And now this one. Libra, after the Mercury retrograde in your sign in September of last year, September of 2021, you got a bunch of downloads and you were like, oh, I'm ready for life. I'm ready to go. Well, then what happened was this Mercury retrograde snuck up on you. This Venus retrograde snuck up on you. You weren't prepared. And it's not because you weren't prepared because you didn't do shadow work. You weren't prepared because you thought that the feeling you were feeling was everlasting. And what I'm going to say to you with this before completion card, and then it's funny because like these cards, I need you to understand that all emotions come in seasons. Nothing is everlasting. Nothing lasts forever, right? So if you're feeling confident and you're feeling good about something, you need to always remember, like you got stuck in this ideal that it was going to be permanent, that you were going to have this permanent confidence, and it just does not work that way. Like after winter comes spring, after spring comes summer, after summer comes fall, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. It was almost like you experienced like a summertime energy in the late fall, early winter, where you were feeling bright, you were feeling anew, and you thought that it was going to pull all the way through. And what happened was with the Mercury retrograde, with the Venus retrograde sneaking up on you in the midwinter, and now this ending this winter time, it was like, especially with this winter energy, it's like you just were not prepared for winter. And I don't know what hemisphere you could be in, because you could be in a different hemisphere, but it's like you were not prepared for the metaphorical winter to come. There was like a depression that set in, and you fought it and you fought it and you fought it, and you was like, like, no, I can't get depressed. I can't get depressed. But then spirit said, the world said, oh no, we're about to knock you off your feet. We're going to give you conditions so hard that we're going to test you. So what I'm hearing for you, and I actually said this in my Mercury retrograde horoscopes on like my Facebook and my Instagram, Libra, I'm remembering what I wrote, but Libra was all about a test. It was all about a test of your commitment to self. So basically, Libra, for you, they said, oh, you want to feel yourself? You want to think you're top notch, top gun, top BITCH? We're going to test you. We're going to test you. How much do you actually love yourself? How much are you actually going to stay focused on these goals? And it's funny because with this, your how to keep the lesson, it talks about goals. So it's like, you were somebody who really got tested, and they were basically like, if you have all these goals, if you have all these ideas, you had all these downloads, you started planting all those seeds, we want to see if your seeds will stand the test of time. Will your seeds stand the test of the winter, the wind, the storms? And it feels as if like you were kind of going through this and kind of like, why is this happening, and but it's like, I'm here to tell you what happened. They tested you like this during Mercury retrograde. And it's funny because nothing really probably actually happened to you. You probably just felt this energy of, my seeds won't make it, kind of thing. But it's like, they did this to you because in the future, in life in general, there's going to be times where the storms actually come and your seeds may not make it. And you have to be prepared. It's almost like I'm hearing like, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. So they were this was like a training. One of the things I said in the Lunar New Year, that was for the Tiger energy. Yeah, but for Tiger energy, it's just coming through very strong. But I'm hearing the art of war. Act weak when you are strong. Be strong when you are weak. That is what I'm hearing for you, Libra. 100 million %. Like, you had to learn that in the art of war, in your strongest times, you need to learn how to act weak. You need to learn how to act humble. You need to learn how to be like lesser than what you are, because you went in your strongest and you was showing everybody you was in your strongest. You basically showed all your cards, and they were trying, or you almost showed all your cards. And this setback, this spiritual, mental, or physical setback that you occurred, it was to show you how to be stronger, how to play your cards right, in a sense, right? The healing, correct past mistakes, make repairs, clean up corruption, restore balance, and responsible action. It was showing you how to be responsible, how to, especially with the healing and the correct past mistakes, it was a reminder for you that you're not perfect. It was a reminder to slap you down, humble you. I'm getting the Aquarius energy that I kind of was talking about earlier, basically like, you need to go stand next to the ocean when you're feeling big, because you are not bigger than the ocean. You are not bigger than this earth. You may be special, but you are not unique. There are other people who have goals too. There are other people in this world who have ideas, who are just as great. And all of this is preparing you basically so that you can actually be greater, so you can be better. So you're somebody, Libra, I'm sensing that you want to be a leader of some sort, because this is coming through with the 17, the following, which is star energy, which is actually the Aquarian energy. So I'm sensing you might watch the Aquarius as well. But reliability, sensitivity to others, receiving guidance, being of service to others, adaptability, cooperation, and then companionship came out, which is about shared goals, interdependence. This is the death card. Death is represented by Scorpio. So a lot of Scorpio, Libra, and Aquarius energy happening here. But for this one, it's really saying like you're going into a career or a life, or your purpose is to be of service to people in some way. And it's like they were preparing you to be good at what it is that you want to do. You need to learn how to humble yourself. You need to learn how, I'm hearing humility is your biggest lesson that you learned during the Venus retrograde. Even with the past lovers that came through, you need to learn, you needed to learn how to, oh wow, I knew it was gonna fall. Wow. 5 and 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is about being on top of a situation. The 5 of Wands is funny because I kind of talked about this with the Capricorn, right? Is like, you were feeling on top of things, right? But there was all these battles happening around you during this Venus retrograde in this month. Because I said maybe nothing directly happened to you. That's what I'm sensing, is that other people were acting up. Other people were reaching out to you. Other people were causing you drama. Other people were just trying to knock you off your boat, knock you up. Like if you got on a wagon of soberness or detoxing or whatever it is, you got on this wagon of your goals, and it's like people were trying to shake the wagon. But it's like, that's a great example. And I'm glad I used that metaphor, because it's like, you have to remember they were below you. They were below you the whole time. They were not in the wagon with you. Very much coming through that it's like, pull into, yes, you need to humble yourself. You have to learn, this is what it's talking about, restore balance. You have to learn the balance between humility and arrogance. You need to learn the balance between knowing you're that bitch, but knowing you're not that only bitch. Does that make sense? Take what resonates and leave what doesn't with the gender. I just like to use the word bitch. So I don't, sometimes I really don't care who I'm offending with that one, but it is what it is. Maybe I'll say, and I don't think I could say the N word. I don't know. I don't care. 417 though, which is very interesting, because 17 and the 4 here, that's crazy. 4, 17, 13 and 17, which 3 plus 1 equals 4. And then the 17. So yeah, the way that you continue this and you pull this into the next part of your life is very much so going to be, ooh, High Priestess energy coming through. Yeah, I'm hearing for you, you want to do 9 of Cups, feeling smug, pleased. This is crazy. This is exactly how you feel. That's how you felt. Smug, pleased. But with the High Priestess coming through, it's like secrets and things were coming out that were just kind of knocking you off. But what I'm hearing is you could be somebody who's super intuitive as well, Libra. With the following coming through, it could be that you're somebody who reads cards, wants to read cards. Oh, my ears are ringing right when I'm saying that. basic good news, Page of Cups. I don't know why I'm hearing to say this real quick, but I'm feels very strongly to say it. If you like to read cards or you want to read cards and you don't have cards already, cards are supposed to be gifted to you. Your first set of cards should be gifted to you. So you should put that out into the universe. Let the people around you know what it is that you want. Safe people, because the friendliness, the mutual respect, shared goals, interdependence, strengthening bonds and agreement, and then the basic news coming through in this high priestess energy. What I'm going to say is that there is a female person that you're watching or that you know of or that you're around or whatever. They can help lend you some advice on how to get better, how to strengthen your intuition. The 7 of Wands coming through with the 7, spirituality, 8. You want a career in spirituality, and maybe not necessarily that it's spirituality, but you want to incorporate more spirituality, more of your intuition into your career, into your money. And that's what this was teaching you. This was teaching you that you can't just be so in your own head. You have to learn how to incorporate, you have to learn how to balance. So for you, it's not just about balancing humility and arrogance, right? It's also about balancing spirituality and practicality. You could have a super practical career, but you want to learn how to be more spiritual and more connected in your career. You basically don't want to be capitalistic. You want to learn how to make money. You want to learn how to manifest money, not just make money. That's what I'm hearing. Which is funny because it's like, I'm keep dreaming, but allow yourself time to grow. I'm hearing that like the receiving guidance, this interdependence, this mutual respect. I'm hearing very much so, Libra, that it's like you need a mentor or you need somebody who can help you in some way. You need to take school, a certain part of school more seriously or a certain course more seriously. Let's pull on some love energy because some love energy is really coming through here with this, these things as well. The Star. Which is funny because you guys, the Star, like we've said a few times actually, that be careful not to become greedy. Be careful not to overindulge in the 7 deadly sins, right? That's what the Star is all about. But there's a love energy coming through here kind of strongly. But the thing is I don't feel like the Libra energy is concerned with like love. It just feels like, damn, the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom. How many times am I going to shuffle? I'm about to take the Wheel of Fortune out. The Hierophant. You have like a love offer coming through. You have a love offer coming through. Somebody's thinking, that's why it is. You're not maybe thinking about somebody, but you could be. But somebody's thinking about you, Libra. And my cards are like, this is crazy. This came through for Scorpio, but 2 of Swords, peace and harmony. Needing to take the blindfold off. Is there somebody in your life that you're ignoring? With the Scorpio energy, we talked about, the Chariot and the Lovers. The Scorpio energy, we talked about, well, you can watch Scorpio if you're interested, if you want to know, but I talked a lot about this, taking the blindfold off and reassessing a situation. But the Chariot is coming through, which is movement of residence, journey, victory over a situation, which is funny because the 7, more 7 energy, intuition. The Chariot is about balancing opposites. Is this somebody who's not your type? It's like a lover coming through who's just not your type. Don't underestimate this person. That's all I'm going to say on that one, Libra. I'm not going to dig too deep into this. When somebody comes through, don't underestimate them. Balance out your humility and your arrogance. Don't think you're too good for this person. Don't think that this person is beneath you. This person could not be maybe as intellectual as you or have as much money as you. Very interesting. Achievement and pleasure came through. That's interesting. Sorry if that's loud for you guys. I shuffled. You guys saw. I shuffled. Pleasure it is. Pleasure it is. Belle de Nuit, which is French. It's funny because every other single sign, I've been getting a lot of Japanese energy. And I was going to mention that, like Asian energy. But you're the first who got France. So I don't know if that's relevant. Like, I'm hearing you've really got to go out of your comfort zone when it comes to, like, lovers for some reason. I think that you have a type. And it's not even that it's like a physical type. I'm just hearing that you have a type of energy you like, a type of person you like. And I'm hearing that, like, you might have to go. The French are kind of corny. I hate to say it. They're very loving. The men in France are very loving, kind of corny. Like, they're not exactly like macho types. Like, they wear their heart on their sleeves. And then with the females are very outspoken. I actually pulled the Queen of Wands, but I put it back in there. Very outspoken, fiery energy, like, but they're also super loving and super nurturing. They are ride or dies, like both sides, male or female. So what I'm hearing is, like, you need to look for qualities that are more virtuous. Your Libra energy is all about balance itself. It's all about justice. It's all about in terms of, like, what a lover should be for a Libra, it should be about righteousness, compassion. It should be really rooted in the virtues, the 7 virtues. You can't look for lovers that are domineering, that are proud, that are like, I hate to say it because I don't want to say, oh, you can't have a Leo lover, but it's just Leo energy is very proud, very yeah, let me take that back because I don't want to assassinate a sign. But what I'm saying is that, take out signs. Energetically speaking, you can't have a lover who is too domineering. That's all I'm trying to say. You need a lover who is virtuous. Yeah, so let's read this. Pleasure. Your desires could be and should be fulfilled. Temptations will also be just that, little sweeter and easier to attain. Don't forget to have fun, to do what pleases you and not just everyone else. Pamper yourself, wear your best outfit just because, dance, sing, whatever it is that gives you pleasure. You really need to enjoy yourself. It is time to find your deepest positive feelings and tap into what you may be missing because you've neglected your own emotional needs. An unexpected gift may come your way soon, and it will hold more meaning than it first appears to. Now is the time to indulge, but be prepared for the consequences should you cross the line by overdoing it. Jealousy is also indicated by this flower, so added care and protection may be required. Affirmation, you have the choice to enjoy. And the keywords are pleasure, captivation, desire, enjoyment, intoxication, and jealousy. Very significant. So what I said to you in the beginning is, like, you're not even caring about love right now. And it's like, this is so true. And I also said to you, this is a test of time for you. Test of time. Pamper yourself. Wear your best outfit just because, dance, sing, whatever it is that gives you pleasure. This was not the lesson you learned is that, like, no matter how you feel, you still have to get up and show up. Get up and show out. Then it says, an unexpected gift may come your way soon, and it will hold more meaning than it first appears to. I'm telling you, you have to be very cautious not to turn something down just because it doesn't appear to be what you want at the moment, or to fit into your type, or to fit into your especially a Libra. You have a very, very tight idea of what it is that you want in your life. You have to loosen up a little bit. And that's what this is really talking about. Pleasure, loosening up. It's kind of funny because this is very French energy. You know what I mean? Like, taking life, like, just chill out. You know what I mean? And And when I was talking about the lover too, what I was trying to say is I was going to say those words is like this devil-like energy, jealousy, obsession, possession. You can't have lovers that are rooted in those things. You cannot have lovers who are possessive over you, obsessed over you. A lot of people talk about like wanting a lover who's obsessed over them. Like, oh, if my person's not obsessed with me, then I don't want them. Like, I don't want somebody who's obsessed with me. I want somebody who has shared goals, who has a sense of interdependence. That's what I'm hearing 100% is the lovers you're attracted to could be lovers who are prone to codependency. So you don't want any lovers that are codependent. You want lovers who are interdependent with you. You don't want to be like, how do I always do it? I always have like this thing about it, but I don't know. Interdependence is like this, okay? We don't want to be like this, held on to each other. Like I can't move unless you move. Like it's interdependence. Like, but yeah, Libra, those are your messages. I definitely think strongly for you. This is really a time about self-care and self-knowing and just kind of knowing what it is that you want and kind of delving in deep into like, that's why I think they want you to dance, sing, do these things, go out of your comfort zone, and kind of find pleasure in new corners of the world, because that's where you're going to find this kind of person, this gift that the world wants to offer you. And I've mentioned it a few times throughout this, but it's like the gift doesn't necessarily have to be in the form of a lover. You did have the lovers come out, but it could be a friend, it could be a new friend, it could be a career opportunity. You know, you want to, like I said, you're looking to balance some, you're looking to put some spirituality inside of your career. So it's like, what if you have a mentor out there that you haven't met? Because go to karaoke, you know what I mean, and find the person who's out there doing karaoke and be like, you want to be my, like, maybe there's something you have to teach me. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just hearing all that very, very strongly for you, Libra. So where are we going? Virgo. Oh, Virgo always fucks me up. I have a lot of Virgo placements. And I have most of my viewers are Virgo and Capricorn, actually. That's why Capricorn always messes me up too, because I go so deep for them. I connect so much with the Capricorn and the Virgo energy. I think it's because it's just like, as an intuitive reader, you start to know who's like watching and who's, you know what I mean? And you tap very much in with the energy of those people. At the bottom is 9 of Pentacles, peace of mind and contentment. I'm going to leave that out. I feel like it's relevant, but I'm not sure quite yet why. So let's see. What lessons did Virgo learn? Oh, Virgo, I'm hearing some deep messages for you real quick. It's just coming through like intuitively. Damn. Yeah. Virgo. Woo-hoo-hoo. This is crazy. These came out last time for Virgo for the Mercury retrograde. So that just goes to show me that I was right about the Mercury retrograde. So Virgo, if you didn't watch those, yeah, these are your cards. Okay, yeah. So those messages kind of all the same. So other cards are falling through. Decrease, great power. Okay. So the lesson you learned, okay, Virgo, you was definitely fucking some exes. There's only a few people. Who has it been? Libra, Virgo. We'll say Scorpio might have had an encounter. Capricorn. No, it was Libra, Virgo, and maybe Scorpio. Those were the definites who definitely dealt with like past lovers. Sag, Capricorn, and Aquarius were dealing with people who like just weren't good for them. Like they didn't have to be past lovers, but they were just energies that were just like whatever. But so far, Virgo, Libra, like for sure. I just spit. Virgo and Libra for sure were dealing with karmics. Or no, was it Libra? Oh my God, that is crazy that your first name is French. I was like, why is this French energy coming through so strong? I love confirmation like that because that's divine confirmation. I'm so glad. I'm glad that you took something from it, and I know it takes a lot. It takes a lot to process. Usually, sometimes at this point, I have to like just for me, if I was watching, I usually am like, all right, I gotta like go think about all this and let all this just like settle in. And I think you said you pretty much have all Libra and Scorpio, Libra, Scorpio, Libra, Scorpio, which is super funny. So you got all your messages, all your main messages, unless you know where your Mercury and where all your others are, and you're curious about listening to those, or if you're cross watching, because I love to cross watch to see what my lovers are doing. But I definitely understand. Like now, you got to like go process everything that just happened here. I have really strong Virgo placements, so I always get interested when I do the Virgo ones because, like I said, Virgo is super attached to me. But most of my viewers are Virgo too, so it's very interesting. And I'm a Virgo moon. I'm not like a Virgo sun. So, but yeah. So for the Virgos, what it's feeling is very much like I said, Virgos, you guys are very. This is very similar to the Mercury retrograde that I did. So it's exhaustion, depression, depleted, feeling cut off, punishment, confinement, danger and insecurity, overwhelming, facing fears. You felt very cut off. And I feel like you were like definitely entertaining. It's kind of like the Sagittarian energy in a way, Virgo. It's kind of like you were doing things that made you feel satisfied, but not things that make you feel fulfilled. With this oppression coming through like this, I have to say that what I'm feeling is like you feel like a lot of people are watching you. What I took from this last time with the Mercury retrograde was that you felt very cut off from your spirit guides. These were your spirit guides, but I'm feeling like star energy here, where it was like you actually have been you've been being watched, and you know you're being watched by a past lover, past lovers, and you're trying to like manifest something, and it's very hard for you. It was very hard for you during this retrograde because basically you feel like you can't make a move without somebody saying something or somebody watching or somebody kind of like just watching. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm hearing the song. What's that song? Somebody's watching me. That song. Depleted resources. Damn, Virgo, I'm hearing this again for you, but I heard this last time too. Like I heard last time you had like blue walls, like so like you weren't getting off kind of thing. Like you were kind of, but now I'm hearing the opposite where it's like you're getting off, but you're getting off so much, nothing's even coming out. Like you just like females, like you can't even get wet. Like the male is like you can't even finish. There's no finishing happening. Depleted resources. Your energy is so cut off. Like I'm hearing it like be rock hard, but like no finish. 2/12/22, right when I said that. I don't know. I don't like that energy I'm pulling into there. But yeah, punishment, confinement. You feel like you're being punished in some way. Or this Venus retrograde made you feel like you were being punished in some way. Unpredictability, hazardous conditions. It's very much like you were definitely dealing with like somebody who's just kind of like, I'm hearing like a pop-up to your house or like just a random phone call. I don't like this energy, Virgo. Let's see what's going on. Yours is very love-based, Virgo. I feel like all these cards are coming out so much of the same for all of the signs. the same card came out for your Mercury. And I just shuffled, and this card keeps wanting to come through. Then we have the Fool. You've been a fool. I'm hearing, I'm just a fool in love, like Ike and Tina. I'm hearing you have like an Ike and Tina situation going on. My energy really slowed up when I started doing yours, Virgo. I feel depleted. I feel tired. I feel like I just literally just ran a marathon and lost. I'm hearing you should watch my Manawi video, because you need to take a giant leap of faith and love. I'm hearing that you're ignoring your emotions about something. The Queen of Swords coming through, cold, hard, demanding authority. But the Sun is coming through, which is marriage, happiness, and bright prospects. You feel like you're out in the cold. You've been punished. You're not getting any sunlight. It's like somebody who goes to jail and they don't like, but back in the day jail where it's like the only, like I'm hearing like, you know, those stone prisons, and they have the tiny little windows, and the only sun you get is through there. But it's like, I'm hearing that you see, I'm like yawning. You guys are making me like that. I'm not even trying to be funny. You guys, if you watched any of the rest of this video, then you know that I was just super on it, super excited. Like I was having fun with this. But Virgo, I'm looking right at you, Virgo. Y'all are some sad mother shut your mouth. Like, and this is making me sad. 10 of Cups, happiness, good things, party, celebration. You've been partying a lot. I'm hearing you too did what like the Sagittarian energy did. With this Sun coming through, you could have strong Leo aspects, strong Sag aspects. But look, I'm not even getting a message. Because this is just, your energy is, this happened last time for you, Virgo. It's like your energy is like, I don't even know what to tell you. You're so sad, Virgo. Like, I literally don't even know what to tell you. I literally don't even have the words. I can't even find the words to help you come out of this. Such a sad, Capricorn was feeling sad. They're feeling depressed, but I was able to find the words and know exactly what to say. But with you, Virgo, oh my God, my heart, it's like my heart is just like, oh my God, you hear it in my voice? It's making me want to cry. It makes me want to cry so much. Because Virgo, you're so sad, and you're so sad, and you don't even know what to do about it. I don't even think you expect answers from this reading. It's like you're just watching this reading so I can tell you how sad you are. I'm pulling this because I need a direction. Like I don't even know where to go. Like I can't even tell you what lesson you learned. I don't know what lesson you learned. It just feels like you sat there depressed the whole time, and you sat there and indulged in things you shouldn't have indulged in. It feels like you didn't pull any, it feels like you think the world is happening to you, when I'm here to tell you the world is happening for you. Like you need to have faith that the world is conspiring to make things better for you. Like you feel like you're being punished all the time, and I'm kind of like, it's hard for me with this energy, because just to be so pessimistic and feel like the whole earth is against you, like it's you against the world. I'm feeling like Pisces is relevant. Like you need to look more into like the opposite aspects of your sign, because it's time to release negativity. This is what came through for your horoscope for when I did the written horoscopes. I'm going to read this to you, and maybe this will help me understand, because you're just all over the place. If you've been feeling paranoid, look at my mic's moving. Shit, y'all are just a mess. If you've been feeling paranoid and acting weird, take this card as a very direct message from the cosmos to stop it. Thank you. Give me that energy back. Yes. Worrying yourself is pointless. It's time to release any negativity you have around the situation you're asking about. If someone has been unkind to you, perhaps it's time for you to release them. This card heralds an emotionally intense time, since both the full moon and Scorpios themselves are both extremely intense. It's time for you to feel all your feelings. There could be some nastiness in the air when you pull this card. If that's the case, take it as a sign to move away from anyone or anything you feel is toxic. This is crazy because that's exactly the advice I gave Scorpio. There could be a Scorpio giving you some really like negative energy. If that's the case, take it as a sign to move away from this person, whatever, For some, however, this card has a totally different meaning. Your sex life can improve now if you can make an effort. Use your magic. You have all you need inside you to bring about your desired result. And the affirmation is emote. It's all better out than in. Additional meanings for this card. It's time to move from living fearfully to living joyfully. You're right to have your suspicions. Grudges are toxic. Let something go. The end of an argument. And the teaching of this card is the full moon in Scorpio has a sting in its tail. It can herald a vindictive end to a relationship. It can also be a time when we want to be good, but we're naughty. What did I just say? Y'all having too much sex. So much sex you can't even perform right no more. If you pull this card, no matter when your dark side and your shadow shelf may be showing you something. The full moon in Scorpio is also a time of magic. If you were thinking of making some magic, this is your sign to do it. So basically, Virgo, you have a karmic in your life. That's your issue. You're dealing with a karmic energy, and karmic energies are mirrors of our own shadow selves. So whoever you're dealing with, this is a sign for you to look into their behaviors so you can check your own behaviors. More importantly, it seems like you're holding back from something you want sexually, something you want emotionally. You're not getting the fulfillment you need, right? So they're saying emote. It's better out than in. You have to tell people how you feel. First off. Second off, as a result of not telling this person who you want to tell how you feel, or this person, place, or thing, like you want to tell somebody or something how you feel, like you're not doing it, like you have something positive to say, or not even just positive, but it's like you have real feelings for something or someone, and because you're so scared to tell them, you're being mean, you're dealing with something that you don't really want. You're not feeling fulfilled from it. And as a result, you're being unkind. You're being mean to this person. Like, you're showing your darker side to this person. You're being extremely sexually freaky, kinky. You're doing these things with this other person to release frustrations. But this is telling you to stop releasing frustrations out on other people and release the negativity. Release your fears, release the fear of rejection. I'm hearing the most, because if you release the fear of rejection, then basically it's like you can go to this person and say what it is that you need to say, and however they react, you'll be okay with. Grudges are toxic. Let something go. It's like you have a grudge with somebody. You have like a situation. It says the end of an argument. You're in an argument with one person, but you've avoided that argument because I feel like you know you're wrong, because this is coming through as very much like you're being vindictive, a vindictive end to a relationship. It's like you ended something vindictively, and as a result, you're dealing with something else to keep your mind. Oh, my ears are ringing. Oh my God, Virgo. As a result, you're dealing with something else to like keep your mind, your body busy, but it's not keeping your soul busy. I'm hearing very strongly that this other person, this other thing, this other person or this other thing made you feel very connected to your soul. It made you feel very connected to your spirit guides. Okay, the energy I feel that you feel for this other person, listen. This person, my heart chakra is opening up now. This other person you feel for, it's like 9 of Pentacles energy. It's peace. This person brings you peace. Okay, let's talk about how to bring this lesson. How do you incorporate this lesson? What do you do with all the information I just told you? All the information I just told you, it's about self-restraint, self-sufficiency. You're a Virgo. You should know how to discipline yourself. You need to learn how to fucking say no. You're saying yes to too much. You're, oh my God. the Sagittarius energy is coming through so strong here again, because it's like sex, drugs, rock and roll energy. Like you're just overindulgent, and I don't do sex, drugs, and rock and roll. So this is very hard for me because I'm a very sober person. Like I literally don't even smoke weed anymore. Yeah, so I'm going to show you this card, because the person that you are dealing with is super intuitive. The person you want to deal with. Ooh, no, the person you're dealing with too. The person you're dealing with, let's talk about the person you want to deal with, because the person you're dealing with is extremely toxic. They probably have a lot of shadow work themselves. We can only see in others what we see in ourselves. We can only treat others how we treat ourselves. So if this person is allowing you to be unkind to them, it's because they're unkind to themselves. I actually said that in the Capricorn. I talked very deeply about that in the Capricorn in the beginning, because we went backwards. So Capricorn is more in the beginning of the video. But the person you want to be with, yo, this is crazy. Crazy. Oh, my jasmine candle is popping now. It's fine. I can finally smell it. The Lovers is coming through. Love affairs, romance, building again a marriage, again within a marriage, a relationship, relatives, loving relationship you could share with a friend. The Knight of Swords, a speedy situation or a finish. Like you need to rush in. Like you see him rushing to the Lovers. Spit. Yeah, you see him rushing to the Lovers. That's you. You need to be rushing to the Lovers. The Empress, though, the delays have proved necessary. You need to not take whatever the argument was, whatever the disagreement was. Like basically what I'm hearing is you need to just like not take it personally. I'm hearing there has to be an apology that occurs. Like with this death coming through, it's like very strong of death to the ego. Like you have to call, death is about death of a situation or endings and new beginnings. Like you have to call death to your ego. Like you have way too much pride concerning a situation, which is your pride. These 7 deadly sins are causing you to act out in nature. You're acting out in nature. The 4 of Pentacles, money improvements, more coming your way. And the 2 of Wands. You may have to, and the Knight of Pentacles. The Knights are all about movement, and the Knights are all about apologies, getting back. Like the Knights protect what, like, think about any old-fashioned like, you know, the, an era-based, you know, film or movie or show, whatever it is. Like the Knights are here to, visitors, messages to share. You have a message. You have to give your message. You have to emote. You cannot let everything sit here. Please don't. Like, let it go. Let it go. I'm hearing Elsa. Let it go. Let it go. Actually, yeah, literally Elsa. I'm hearing very much like this frozen energy. Like you built yourself an ice castle. Like, no, bro. Like, and you're letting the maid come in the back of the castle to top you off, or for a woman to eat. Like, I don't care male or female, but it's like you have the maids and the butlers coming in to like satisfy you, but it's like that satisfaction is fleeting. It's temporary. It's like this energy that you're dealing with is very like they're not on your level. They're not on your level spiritually. They're not on your level intellectually. They're not on your level physically. Like they do not match up to anything that you want in this world, but it's like you still let them come in and service you. The energy you want is like this virtuous energy, this high priestess energy, this empress, this goddess, this like, yeah. You have to move to them though. It seems like they're at distance from you. They're not as close to you. That's another thing coming through very strongly. The castle is like a great metaphor because it's like that you have these butlers and these maids, whatever, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, depending on what sex or gender you identify with. But you have these people coming into the castle and they're coming in to please you. But it's like, they're easily accessible. That's what, because that, like, you know what I mean? This person's not easily accessible with this 2 energy. This person's coming through as a high priestess. This person's most likely dreaming about you a lot. And it's like, they can feel your energy, but it's like, they don't know what to do with it, because like what I'm catching on, especially with the King of Wands, business, restless, outspoken, ambitious, is what I'm sensing is that this person feels, I can't make this up. I literally cannot make this up. Two of Cups is here. Peace of mind, joining of two people. Fire sign, again, Leo energy. You need to check your Leo aspects, Virgo. I don't know if you guys, stay tuned for Leo, 100%. I don't know what Leo's going to say, but I don't know what's going on. But King of Wands, this person feels as if they've been restless. They've been outspoken with you. They've already said what they need to say. So they feel like there's nothing more they can say. Like they feel like during the Venus retrograde, they probably considered reaching out to you, right? Because their energy probably missed you and they felt like you missed them. And like I said, this person's intuitive. So they probably really wanted to reach out to you and say something, but they just feel like it's pointless. They've said everything they needed to say and you acted the way you acted. So it's like, what's the point? The world coming through, it's like the whole world in your hands, the world in the palm of your hands, new opportunities, overseas trips, money, and luck. What I'm hearing is that it's like, oh, that's another reason they didn't reach out. Is like they had their money on their mind. They're like, I can't think about this anymore. I need to focus on my money. But with this overseas trip, the world, the Leo, that lion. Just fire energy coming through very strongly here. So either you have strong Leo aspects or your partner, this person, has strong Leo aspects. But the energy coming through is very much saying like a trip, planning a trip with this person. It seems like maybe you guys could benefit from like spending some time one-on-one and an isolated experience. I'm also hearing like a trip that was canceled, or a trip that didn't go as planned during this Venus retrograde. And I'm hearing that the lesson you were learning, that the lesson that you were supposed to learn from that was adaptability. Like you were learning how to adapt to things not going your way. Like we said before, this was very much about rejection for you, Virgo. Your lesson was in rejection, and your lesson was in understanding how to deal with that. Deal with like releasing this, like these ideals, you know, of what it is that you think you want or need. And they made you kind of sit in place until you learned your lesson. And that's what it is. It's like they put you in the corner to learn your lesson, but you felt like you was being punished so much that you rebelled, got up out the corner and started going around and fucking and drinking and taking drugs and do whatever the fuck it is else that you do. Even just overindulging in like TV, overindulging in eating. Because like I said, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do these things. So it's like I overate a lot in the Venus retrograde. So it's like if you're somebody who doesn't do those things, then it's overeating, watching TV. I started watching, like literally I got addicted to like love and hip hop clips on YouTube because I don't even have a TV in my room. I don't watch TV. So it's like if you're not somebody who does these other things, it's like video games, TV, eating. These are other ways that people overindulge and use bad habits. So if it may not be sex, drugs, and rock and roll, I'm not going to sit here and put that on every Virgo, but it's like you really picked up bad habits again during this Venus retrograde, Virgo, regardless of who you are. Yeah, so your card coming through for your how we're going to move forward, and your words of encouragement are: things that have been hidden, hard to reach or understand, will suddenly be illuminated and available. Patterns and habits, as well as the opportunities to break them, are in focus. It's a great time to release past hurts and disappointments. You know what needs to be done. Improvement in intuition and psychic abilities should be realized, and it's a good time to look a little deeper at messages and even hunches you may experience. You probably know a lot more than you realize, and so additional exploration of your nightly dreams should reveal important information. Connection with the divine feminine and higher spiritual practices is offered to those who wish to align with this card. Challenges may be that you find it all too easy to retreat into the dark and becoming depressed and withdrawn. Be careful at this time of deception. Affirmation: I am awake and aware and illuminating light. And the keywords are awareness, divine feminine, dreams, healing, intuition, and habits. What did I tell you? First off, I said your person is probably like a high priestess energy. That's talking about all that. the divine feminine, highest spiritual practices, the dreams, these things. What did I say? Your person's probably dreaming about you. You're probably, if they're dreaming about you, it's because you're dreaming about them. This card, it literally says right here, it says, challenges may be that you find it easy to retreat into the dark, but you see how this person has illuminating light? I am awake and aware and illuminating light. This person has illuminating light in their hand, and these things can't touch them. What did I say? It's like you feel like you're being watched. You feel like you're being surrounded by negative energy. As long as you keep your eyes on that light, that's all that matters. You don't got to worry about all those negative energies coming in for you, Virgo. Awareness, divine feminine dreams, healing, intuition, and habits. I think that this reading will probably be confirmation from you. I'm going to do you one favor, and we're going to pull one card, even though I've already told you what the person wants and why they haven't reached out to you. But what I'm hearing very much so is that your person, like that, like take from what I already pulled, the cards I already pulled, this person you're dreaming about, this person that's dreaming about you, the person you actually want that you're avoiding, they want you. They want to talk to you. So like you need to stop avoiding them. I'll just catch one card on their energy, because yeah, time is of the essence. Put all the cards back, and this is what I got. The Lovers and Ace of Wands. Once again, more fire energy. New beginnings, birth, new ideas, creation, love affairs, romance, building again within a marriage, relationships, loving relationship. This person wants you. This is twin flame energy, very true love. Oh my. Very true flame, twin flame, true love energy. Yeah, go get your high priestess. Go get your high priestess. Definitely. You need to stop. Like, oh, I gotta. Oh my God. I sneezed. Bless me, bless me, bless me. Yeah. I think that this is very interesting, Virgo. We're gonna close it off here for you guys, because otherwise I'll just keep pulling for you guys, because I love, once I get into Virgo energy, I'm like, yes, I love it here. I love my Virgo aspects. I'm most proud of, more than anything, of my Virgo aspects. I just got a download for myself of something I can do. But yeah, let's move on to Leo. Leo. What's going on with Leo? Oh, I'm hearing these are your cards. All right, Leo. This is weird because these are the same as Libra. So, Leo, I'm going to go ahead and start off by saying I had already told Virgo to watch you. So you could have Virgo aspects, Leo. And then also, too, I pulled the same cards. I put one of the cards away because I don't feel like it's really relevant to what we're going to talk about with you, Leo, because I feel I can see your storyline happening already. But what I'm hearing is that Libra and Virgo might be relevant for you. Look, I'm already getting ready to pull this card. I don't even know what's happening. I'm like, oh yes, Leo is ready. So Leo, what I'm hearing for you is the lesson you learned is about you see earthy mother. So the protection and clarity. Yeah, we're going to read these intuitively. I'm not going to read these out of the book. I'm going to reshuffle for the book read for you, Leo. But yeah, something told me to do this for you. So what I'm hearing, Leo, is that you had to learn about devotion. There's this card is about, this is divine feminine energy. There's a pregnant here. So a pregnancy scare could have been relevant for you, Leo. Fertility, which was something Pisces was very strongly about. So yeah, I'm hearing for you, Leo, check Pisces. The Pisces read as well. Could be your sun, moon, rising, Venus. You had to learn how to be supportive. You had to learn how to be obedient. You had to learn how to calm your very proud nature. Pride is a sin. I say this a lot. And Leos are very known to be proud. but there's a difference between pride and dignity, and you had to learn how to take down your pride. You needed to learn how to be more patient. The lesson that was really coming through to you is if you have Virgo aspects, you were supposed to learn how to pull your Virgo aspects out and dim the light of your Leo energy, because really, if you're looking at this from a sun sign perspective, if Leo's your sun sign, then we need to understand that we're supposed to evolve from our sun sign and evolve into our rising signs. So if your rising sign is like a Virgo, a Libra, there's like flying animals here, a lot of earth animals here. So I'm going to go ahead and just say that your rising is probably an air sign or an earth sign. That's why Libra and Virgo was so relevant. So you need to rise into those things. So you needed to learn throughout this retrograde. It was pretty much trying to teach you how to stop being so fire. And I think that's why the Virgo, it came through strong, because in Virgo, it was like a lot of the Leo and fire aspects that were causing Virgo to become overindulgent, right? Living in this energy of like this devil energy of the 7 deadly sins, like possession, obsession, jealousy, these things, right? So it's like for you, Leo, you very much have been living a life in general where it's like very in this devil-like energy. So with that being said, it's asking that, like, Venus retrograde was very much asking that you kind of like learn how to be. My family is about to start dinner, I think, so because it's definitely like 3 hours now in here. 5:05, by the way, when I'm saying this. 5:5, financial freedom coming your way, Leo. 100%. Oh, and then 4:4, master numbers. Yeah, it seems like you were definitely dealing with a situation that was meant to help you with your intuition. You were supposed to learn how to be of service to others. Virgo energy is about a time to give rather than take. So it's like you were very much supposed to learn how to give to others, how to be more responsive, to other people's needs. Like a mother is nurturing. A mother is somebody who, we talked about it in the beginning. Venus in her positive aspect is nurturing. She's comforting. You were supposed to nurture and comfort somebody or something, even if it was just for practice. But what I'm sensing is that instead you were jealous. You were needy. You put your needs above other people's needs. You were very proud. You let your pride get in the way. So what I'm hearing is that the protection coming through is very strong, because it's like you protected your own feelings. You protected yourself. You protected your heart. And that's what I'm hearing, is like you literally saying that to somebody, like, I need to protect myself. Like, I can't think about your needs because I need to protect myself. I feel like I'm being ran over. That's what I'm hearing, is you feel and felt in life, you feel as if you've been a doormat in some way, because Leo wears their heart on their sleeves, right? So regardless of what aspect this is kind of going to come into people who are watching Leo from the Venus, the moon, or the rising aspect, right? You feel as if you could possibly have been ran over in life, regardless, right? So it's like this lesson to learn how to be more nurturing or comforting was very hard for you. You really had your pride up. Leo is a fixed sign. They're very, very stubborn. Very stubborn. So it's like this energy that you were feeling is like, I'm not budging. I'm not budging in my desires. I'm not budging in my wants. I'm not budging in anything, because I deserve what I want, and I want it now, and I'm going to get it now. When in reality, Spirit was trying to prepare you, because Spirit wanted you to learn how to meet halfway, right? And that's the future. This is how you implement this into your future, right? Is meeting people halfway, passion, coupling, union, right? It's like you need to learn the art of seduction in, like, not the negative way, like not the manipulative way. Seduction can be beautiful. Seducing, foreplay is what I'm hearing. It's like you were having sex, but you're not having foreplay. It's like foreplay is like games, playing games with somebody, having these sexual, like it's like this person asked for like Kama Sutra, but you just kind of like was doing doggy style and doing, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you were getting your needs taken care of, but this other person's needs weren't taken care of. And in the process, this person and the conversations and things of that nature, this person wasn't being able to respond. You know what I mean? And that was actually from a male perspective. So let's take it from a female perspective. It's like this person was looking for you or divine feminine, it doesn't matter. This person was looking for you to like have conversation, intellectual conversation, but you're like, just come eat this, like, you know what I mean? Just come take care of me, take care of my needs, like that kind of energy. So regardless, male, female, doesn't matter, gender, it doesn't matter what you resonate with. Basically, you were putting your needs before the other person's needs, sexually, emotionally, physically, spiritually, intellectually. Everything was like a fight and an argument, because it's like you just couldn't let go. You just couldn't let go of being right. You can't let go of being right. That's what I'm sensing the most. The clarity coming here is like basically like you just weren't seeing things clearly. You're very in a fog. You're very let me take a step back here too, because I just want to say to you, Leo, I'm sorry if you've been confused, and I'm sorry if you've been experiencing some confusion about where you want to go next in your life. Because it's feeling like this is stemming, this pride, this stubbornness is coming from like a survival technique. You have had to survive on your own for a very long time. It's coming through as very masculine energy, regardless if you're male or female. It really doesn't matter. You're somebody who's had to create something from nothing, to turn water into wine. So for you, it's very hard to pull into this feminine energy, because it's like you don't want to be seen as weak. You don't want to be seen. You have worn your heart on your sleeve. You have been like almost like a doormat in a way to love. But it's like, as far as survival, as far as how far you've gotten in life, you've gotten this far from like yourself, like financially speaking. Like you built what it is that you have right now, and you're very scared that emotions, loving somebody, letting somebody into your space, that this will jeopardize your finances. And more importantly, because you've had to take care of your own finances for so long, it's kind of like I'm hearing to pull this card right here. It's like a card sticking out. This is going to be the one I read. I'm not going to look at it yet though, so I don't get off track from what I'm saying. But your finances, I'm just hearing that basically you're confused about what you're going to do going forward. You have an uncertainty about how you're going to be making money going forward. And it's not because your job is at risk. It could be for some, but it's not necessarily that. What I'm sensing is that you're ready to start looking for a deeper purpose. Yeah. This is why your lesson you were supposed to learn, though, Leo, is because whoever this person is, this is High Priestess energy. Whoever this person is that you had the opportunity to connect back with, and you didn't do it right, or if you just didn't connect with them at all and you chose to connect with somebody else. This person has High Priestess energy, and it's basically like, this is why the Virgo is significant, because Virgo is dealing with one energy when they really wanted to be dealing with another. And I'm sensing the same thing here. So this person, this energy, they have something. If you would have just been more, if you would have been more comforting, more nurturing to their needs, they actually could have given you an idea or given you help with your financial issues. That was the lesson you were supposed to learn, is like allowing people to help you, allowing people in. Like it's talking about meeting halfway. That's crazy. This is crazy. This is the card that came through for Virgo. I'm going to read it again because I don't know if you listen to that. But yeah, that's your advice card. Let's pull into some energy about this other person, like the person you were with, I guess, because the person you were with, the Hermit came through, which is the Virgo card. Maybe you're dealing with an earth sign or an air sign. And the Hermit coming through is very interesting too, because it just feels like you very much have been relying on yourself and have been like, you feel alone. You feel alone. Five of Wands, battles around you. It feels like you have multiple lovers, multiple options. Yeah, and Nine of Cups, feeling smug or pleased. You have multiple lovers, multiple options. And the best thing for you to do with this 9 energy was to just kind of go into self as a result. So let's go move on from here, and let's pretty much say like yeah, because the 9 Hermit is all about service to others. 9 life path energy, 9 life path number 9 is all about it's like Gandhi energy, being of service to others, etc., etc. So let's see. Let's read your things. I'm starting to get like low energy again. We've been here for like 3 hours. Things have been hidden, hard to reach or understand. Things that have been hidden, hard to reach or understand will suddenly be illuminated and available. Patterns and habits, as well as opportunities to break them, are in focus. It's a great time to release past hurts and disappointments. You know what needs to be done. Improvements in intuition and psychic ability should be realized, and it's a good time to look a little deeper at messages or even hunches you may experience. You probably know a lot more than you realize, and so additional exploration of your nightly dreams should reveal important information. Connection with the divine feminine and higher spiritual practices is offered to those who wish to align with this card. Challenges may be that you find it all too easy to retreat into the dark, even becoming depressed and withdrawn. Be careful at this time of deception. And the affirmation is, I am awake and aware and illuminating light. And the keywords are awareness, divine feminine, dreams, healing, intuition, and habits. Yeah. So I'm glad I reread it though, so I can pull the connections for you. But the connections for you are pretty obvious here because you pulled the receptive, you pulled earthy, the mother card. Basically, it's saying to you, like, you need to kind of pull into your own intuition. You need to be more understanding and receptive of, responsive to other people's needs. Your dreams, your intuition will strengthen as a result of that. And with that strengthening of your intuition of these things, you'll start to find, exactly what I was saying. You'll find the purpose it is that you're looking for in this world. Now, usually I don't recommend to people to do this through other people, like, oh, you'll find your purpose through other people. But for you, Leo, it's seeming like being of service to others is something. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be sexually, but being of service to others in general is going to be something that really, very much like helps you see what path you want to go on. So start by doing little good deeds for people. That's the lesson you want to take into this year. So let's see, Cancer. We have Cancer, Gemini, Taurus, and Aries. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a big shuffle, and I'm going to ask for all of them on the top. So we can just pull from the top from here because I'm sick of shuffling, and I'm actually getting tired. I think what I'm going to do from now on is start doing like half and halves, like... All right, so the lessons for Cancer were deliverance, release, relief, a fresh approach, liberation from obstruction, finding a solution, and exhilaration. For energy. So basically, Cancer, the lesson you were supposed to learn is how to see things from a different perspective. Two of Wands. You're supposed to learn how to see things from a different perspective. That's Two of Wands is about a short journey, so it's kind of funny because it's like, you know, seeing things literally from a different perspective, a different viewpoint. The energy coming through is that you still strongly have questions. Yeah, Three of Swords came through, ringing in my ear. Around a heartbreak, a jealousy, a deception, a frustration, a broken heart. You want to find a solution to how to heal your heart, how to heal the deception, how to heal the past mistakes, how to heal the I'm hearing very strongly that it's like you want a cure to your broken heart. It's funny because I'm hearing to plug my thing right now, but Lovesick, my book Lovesick, very much talks about this, how to treat a broken heart, how to treat love sickness. But what I'm hearing for you is that there's a lot of 3 energy coming through here, a lot of 4 and 3 energy. So a lot of emotions, right? You felt a lot of unstable emotions and stable emotions throughout this. Oh, hi. I didn't know my door was open, guys. I don't know what's about to happen. That's my niece, guys. Okay. So with the 3 of Swords coming through, I'm hearing like the emotions up and down, unstable emotions, this deliverance, being out in this rain. It's like, like that movie where it's like out in the, like they're walking through the rain and the whole world is coming down on them. That's how you felt a lot of the times. And maybe you didn't necessarily show it, but the lesson you were really supposed to learn is that the rain is beautiful too. The emotions are beautiful too. One of the other things I really talked about throughout this reading is that everything comes in seasons, and we need to understand that is that with very bad intense emotions, after the after the storm comes the sunshine, right? But also too, I had to explain to Libra, like, listen, you might have felt like that bitch or that nigga, like whatever, but it's like also after that sometimes comes some depression and some doubt and some insecurity. It's like after winter comes spring, after spring comes summer, after summer comes autumn, after autumn comes winter, and so on and so forth again. There's always going to be seasons in relationships, seasons in emotions. So what I'm hearing is that was your lesson, Cancer. You needed to understand that there's no permanent emotion. There's no permanent level of happiness. 25522, right? When I said that. There's no permanent level of happiness. And I'm hearing that you, somebody who wants a twin flame, wants true love. So how do you take these lessons into your future? How do you implement, and how do you understand and remember this when, like, it's like a roller coaster of emotions, right? How do you implement this into your life in the future? It's steady progress, gaining confidence, accepting challenges, a promotion, and receiving recognition. You need to recognize your own progress. You need to look at the mirror every now and then and say, yo, I am that bitch, even when you're not feeling like it. And take what resonates, leave what doesn't. That was genderless. I just like to say I am that bitch because I am that bitch to me. So, but I am that nigga. I am that one. I am whatever. I am is a very strong statement. I'm hearing that you need to, this is actually why I keep it here. Well, it's the name of my first book also, but I am is a very strong statement. There's so many things I can give you. Maybe I'll drop it in the description, but there's a lot of things that you should read about that. I'm hearing that very strongly for you. I am, you need to incorporate I am into your affirmations, into your daily thought process. You put it on the back of your screensaver on your phone. I am whatever, insert whatever you need to remember that you are. Because you need to accept the challenges of life and stop thinking that these challenges, I said this in Virgo, but it's like things aren't happening to you, they're happening for you. You need to start believing that the world is conspiring for you. You could also have Pisces aspects as well, but you need to start believing that the world is conspiring for you, not against you. You know what I mean? Like, God didn't put you in this world to literally just give you heartache and trauma. This 3 of Swords energy, this isn't why you're here. This is here to inspire you to be better, to push forward, to push upward, to evolve. So Cancer, if you're watching this and Cancer is your sun sign, I really implore you to watch your rising sign or to watch your Venus sign or your moon sign, because what I'm hearing is that the lessons you're learning are the lessons that are going to come from your evolved signs, from your emotions. First off, that's why your moon is really important. If this is something wrapped around twin flames or love, you should watch your Venus. But if it's something wrapped around your evolvement, your purpose, your career, then watch your rising. It depends what exactly it is that affected you the most, affected your emotions the most, or if it was just emotions in general. But yeah, that's the route you want to go with that. Let's pull your advice. Now, I went backwards this time. So Cancer, Gemini, Taurus, and Aries are going to get a little bit shorter, especially since my family's down here. I wonder if I'm going to end up getting cut off at Taurus and Aries, which would be funny. Yeah, this is your card. That was your card. I looked right. Yeah. Challenge. So we're going to read the challenge because in acceptance, Yes, 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 for you, Cancer. So the challenge, you need to dig a little deeper in a certain situation, but the rewards and experience gained will be worth it. Things may seem unsolvable or insurmountable, but there is a way forward, and you can do this because even now, your inner strength has not been fully used. Dreams are very important, and you would be well advised to keep a dream journal so you can explore each layer of your dreams later on. Overall, the energy of this flower is that of a difficult this card as that of a difficult or challenging situation, which can actually be resolved. And in the end, there will be much to be gained by your perseverance. Those working with guides or allies may find them a little obscure or hard to understand, and you will need to work a little bit more to connect with them. Be aware of becoming too apathetic at this time. And an affirmation is, I have the strength and will to do this. And the keywords are challenge, inner strength, guides, dreams, perseverance, and apathy. I think that's super significant. I don't even think I gotta really explain that. But the acceptance is by making peace now with what you may find unchangeable, you can find a new way forward. What did I say? The world is not working against you, it's working for you. That's unchangeable. You can't control that. You can't control the universe. You can only control you. This card indicates that emotional support is needed and offered. What did I say? You're going up and down with your emotions. Often, when we feel held in this space, we will naturally improve our outlook considerably. What is this card all about? A fresh approach, a new outlook towards life. It's crazy. Your commitment to a project, idea, or relationship will be required. This energy also aligns with parental relationships, which may be tested at present. That's funny because in the last Cancer with the Mercury retrograde, we talked about a mother relationship, a stepmother, a mother-in-law, a mother in general. So there could be something that's still persisting here for you, Cancer. The flower helps immensely with family relationships and can send a message that things are improving, but that you also need to set firm boundaries to protect yourself. You could be facing rejection soon and are reminded that it is not you who is being rejected, but rather something that you are doing or connected with. And also remember, rejection is redirection. This is the time to work on what you really want to invest your emotions in. Affirmation, I am emotionally courageous and strong. That's genderless. I'm going to say it again. I am emotionally courageous and strong. And the keywords are acceptance, emotional support, female, parents, and commitment and rejection. That's funny, the females coming through because it's obviously mother energy for sure. Mother, sister, cousin, female cousin. But yeah, acceptance, emotional support, female, parents, commitment, and rejection. I'm going to close it off here for you, Scorpio. I mean, Cancer. That's funny. I said Scorpio. But yeah. Let's do Gemini. I wanted my ones on top, but I didn't feel like they were there. So we're going to do a shuffle through for Gemini. Gemini hates me. I never get a good card for Gemini. Ever. Yeah. Okay. I don't feel like this one goes here. So for Gemini, what I'm hearing is the lesson learned that was supposed to be learned is adornment, bring out the peace, elegance, the outer as a reflection of the inner, vanity, charisma, and self-expression. So Gemini, you were supposed to learn how to become more self-expressive. You could have took some notes from Aquarius because Aquarius was all about expressing themselves. They really learned how to balance out free time with family time, with just everything. They were able to finally incorporate free time for themselves. And that's what I'm hearing for you is the lesson you were supposed to learn is how to have time for yourself outside of relationships, outside of work. like I'm hearing self-care, super important. Yeah, this intimacy and affinity came out. You were supposed to learn how to love yourself the way you've constantly been loving others. You're supposed to learn how to add time to yourself the way that you consistently add time to others. A way that you could incorporate this lesson into your future, Gemini, is through balance, perfection, which is funny because that's all I kept talking about with Aquarius. So you should really watch Aquarius, because I'm cutting it a little short for you guys because, like I said, my family is about to have dinner and I hear them all in the kitchen. But for you, Gemini, you'll probably take a lot from the Aquarius. Star came out and the following came out. Did I put it back on top? Yes. Which is all Aquarius. So maybe that's God letting me know I don't got to repeat myself. Maybe you need to just watch Aquarius. It's in the beginning. It will give you a longer, the Lovers is at the bottom too. Yeah. So I'm going to stop shuffling the tarot on that note. What I'm hearing for you, Gemini, 100% is the way to incorporate this into your life is to create a balance. Like, you're not supposed to like overdo free time. You're not supposed to overdo the lesson that you learn. You 100% need to take more time for yourself, Gemini. Aquarius did take time for themselves, so the messages that are going to resonate with you are going to be the messages more towards the end. But I think it's all going to resonate with you, honestly. But in general, let's point out too, the Aquarius is going to resonate no matter where you are. You should check to see what house Aquarius is in. That would be relevant. But remember that the Mercury retrograde was in Aquarius. The sun is in Aquarius right now, and the new moon is in Aquarius. So that's why that is very relevant for you in general. Like, it could be relevant for most people, but like, no, it's not actually. It was just you who I'm getting this message for. But the Lovers came through and you have 22 and 11 here. So I'm hearing a lot of twin flame energy, a lot of like love and energy coming through here for you. And that's why I said you need to learn how to love yourself. The intimacy is coming through. So what we're going to do now is kind of like encouragement. How do you bring peace into your life? How do you stay focused on these things? Sharing of feelings in a safe and close relationship are highlighted. You may find yourself drawn to someone with a deepening of emotions between you. This energy relates to romantic relationships as well as friendships. A passion, a cause, a hobby, or path is also indicated by this card. And you may find yourself more involved or even find something rather special in these areas. Validation is a very strong factor at present, both seeking it and receiving it. So make sure your confidence is in check and not completely invested in the opinions of others. That's what the following coming through and the star energy coming through is like strong. Because like I said, starting this off, Gemini, you're somebody who gives a lot to other people, your work, your relationships. If you need to take free time, you need to take free time. End of story. No questions asked. Put your boundaries up. Mind your actions connected with intimate relationships. There is a risk of becoming too dependent, and your self-respect could come under a bit of battering while trying to please others. And the affirmation is, it is safe to draw closer. In this case, it's safe to draw closer to yourself. And the keywords are intimacy, validation, confidence, self-respect, dilemma, and dependence. You want to have interdependent relationships, Gemini. You don't want to have dependent relationships. You don't want to be in codependent relationships. You want to be in relationships that allow you to have the space to breathe and be who you are. I'm hearing that you very much should go watch the Mercury retrograde one that I did, because I talk very deeply about that for Gemini. But it's like, Gemini, you don't deserve to be in relationships that drain you. Like, I don't know why Gemini energy is so okay with like codependent relationships and narcissistic lovers, male or female, who just drain them and take them for everything that they got with absolutely no desire to like make a change for it. It makes me sad. Because it's almost like you guys feel purpose and validation from being of service to somebody else and just being in a relationship or having a good job. But it's like, you need to look much deeper. You can't look so much on surface level of things. You know what I mean? A lot of the things you do for other people, they could probably do for themselves. So affinity, knowing what truly aligns with you is vital at present. A softening of aggression and calming of emotions is indicated. Tensions will ease and peace should prevail, but be prepared to do work to make this happen. Someone is near who offers companionship, a relationship, or even an opportunity that is deeper on all levels. Be prepared to give a lot more than you might be ready for. If you wish to pursue this relationship, you should find yourself surrounded by like-minded people and in situations you truly enjoy and thrive in. Don't let invitations pass you by. Challenges include tension, infatuation, and dangerous temptations. Jealousy is also strongly indicated by this card, so be very careful when it comes to self-doubt. An affirmation: I am one with what it is I desire. I am one with what it is I desire. And the keywords are affinity, calm, peace, inner love, tension release, infatuation, and jealousy. Yeah, so you need to be careful if somebody in your circle is jealous because, and I talk about this in the Mercury retrograde one for Gemini, if somebody around you is jealous because you're going on to take free time for yourself, or they're telling you you're not giving enough to them because you decide to put your boundaries up and stop doing certain things for them because you take time for yourself, etc., then like, I'm sorry, they gotta go. All right, let's move on to Taurus. I really gotta go to the bathroom. I'm not even gonna lie, guys. Oh, I didn't even mean for this many to come out for Taurus. All right, Taurus. So it seems like the message you got for the lesson you were learning was self-discipline, concentration, strengthen your character from within, self-awareness, realizing potential, retreat, a timely departure, letting go, withdrawal, reevaluation, retirement. Don't hesitate to walk away. You could have experienced a loss or rejection, but it was there to teach. Rejection is redirection. It was there to teach you, even if it's rejection from a job, rejection from a lover, rejection from just like any type of rejection. I'm hearing that it was basically for you to concentrate on yourself. They wanted you to take this time to learn the lesson of looking deeper into self, to build your character from within. I'm hearing that a lot of your behaviors, a lot of the things you do could really, really, really be on the borderline of like the devil energy, jealousy, codependence, possession, obsession. And it's like they wanted you to be rejected by something so that you had to dig deeper into your virtuous nature, which is about patience, which is funny, actually. That's 100% what it was. Patience, because the card of how you implement these lessons into your future is the waiting card. And then there's wealth and prosperity and good fortune, success here. Basically, by waiting, leaving well enough alone, knowing right timing, your intuition is what comes through for your encouragement card. So this will make sense, a lot more sense in a second. But basically, Taurus, leaving well enough alone, knowing that abundance is coming to you, and you can only have, let me put it this way. How can I say this? What is meant for you will always find its way to you, and you always have exactly what you need at the time you need it. You're never without. That's a lacking mentality. You were supposed to learn how to get out of a survivalist mentality, a victim mentality. You were learning how to get out of this mentality that you are lacking something. Lacking survivor mentality, victim mentality. These mentalities all tell us that we deserve something now. We deserve vindication. We deserve abundance. We deserve love. We deserve like whatever it is. We deserve money. We deserve. I hate the word deserve. I don't like that word. We are all beings who are all equally important, who are all equally special, who are all equally, like, we are all made in God's image. There's nothing you deserve more than me. There's nothing I deserve more than you. So when we get into this victim mentality, this lacking mentality, this survivor's consciousness mentality, it puts us into this mentality that we are not receiving what it is that we deserve from the world, when in reality, all of us are receiving exactly what we're meant to receive at the time we're meant to receive it, right? So understanding how to be okay with what it is that you have is a very, 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 very big lesson you were supposed to learn, Taurus. Now, I know that's hard because in some situations, and I'm hearing for you, Taurus, you're definitely somebody who comes from like a third world country or like an inner city type of setting. And it's like, you know, it's very easy to get into this survivor's mentality, this victim mentality, because at the end of the day, the indigenous people of this world, the colored people of America, especially Black women in America, if you happen to be a Black woman, you are somebody who's experienced extremely grotesque situations that forced you into a corner to have to survive. I'm getting chills thinking about this. So it's like, to hear that, to say, you know, you're not a victim, or you're not a survivor anymore, or you're not these things. It's almost arrogant for me to say. So I can't sit here and say to you that you're not right for feeling how you felt. Like, you're not, because you're not wrong. I meant to feel how you felt, because at the end of the day, that energy, that anger, that passion to want more, that's what's going to drive you into a victor consciousness. That is what's going to drive you into a state of consciousness that is more evolved, right? You need to feel that anger in order to evolve from a victim to a victor, right? You need to look at your circumstances and say, I'm not dead and I'm not in jail. I'm not, you know, I'm not in a situation where I'm absolutely starving. And I'm not trying to be an asshole, but like, if you're watching this, you can't be in a situation where you're absolutely starving, because if you have a phone in your hand, if you're watching my YouTube video, like, I'm not generally speaking about the kids starving in Africa who have no water and absolutely no way to even watch this video. That's a whole different ballgame. But if your phone is in your hand or you're watching this video, you have resources, you have something. So gratitude is the first step to going from a victim consciousness to a victor consciousness. So let's read the intuition. Because Taurus, I'm hearing for you, you very much need to be grateful for the things you have. But yeah, let's move into your intuition and understanding how to take a lot of this energy, take the things I'm saying and move it into the rest of the year, right? How do you move yourself out of this victim consciousness for the rest of the year? This flower will assist you in meditating and this card will help assist you in meditating and understanding dreams, visions, and feelings. It will often indicate that you need to look beneath the surface. There is more going on than meets the eye. You hear me? There is more than going on that meets the eye. Like, there's way more going on. Creative blocks are self-imposed and are easily lifted if you simply do the work or take the first step. And what did I say the first step is? The first step is literally gratitude. Being grateful for what you do have and stop thinking about the things you don't have. The same goes for indecision at this time. You may actually find new creative ideas are coming towards you. Trust your feelings, listen to your inner voice, and do not be swayed by others. Illusions are very easy to believe and may present themselves in ways which are easy to mistake as signs or opportunities. I'm going to read that again. Illusions are very easy to believe and may present themselves in ways which are easy to mistake as signs or opportunities. You probably illusions caused you to believe that you had an opportunity somewhere and you were rejected. And that is because it was not your destiny. It was not your fate. It was not where you were supposed to be. Take your time to meditate, to sit and think deeply about what it is you want, believe, and know to be true and real. Your affirmation is, what I feel is valid. I'm going to say that again. What I feel is valid. I did not take your feelings away from you. You are allowed to feel as if you have been attacked, because like I said, most of my readings are for people in third world countries or like inner cities, mostly inner cities, not really necessarily third world countries, but people who come from situations where they've been absolutely oppressed, right? You have been oppressed. Your feelings are valid, but I trust my inner voice. What I feel is valid. I trust my inner voice. Your inner voice is telling you that you deserve more and that you have more than you realize. And that you don't need to go to past lovers, past jobs, past situations in order to get what it is that you think that you want. Or you deserve, to get what you think you deserve. And keywords are intuition, visions, dreams, creative blocks, meditation, daydreaming, and illusions. I'm hearing Piscean energy here. You could be somebody dealing with the Pisces, and that Pisces is selling you a dream. That was very relevant. I don't know why I felt the need to say that. It's just that there's daydream and illusion, the waiting here, like with this child, pregnancy. I'm hearing either a pregnancy scare, a miscarriage, ectopic pregnancy, those things of that nature, and feeling like, wow, why is this happening to me? That's why I'm getting chills thinking about that. But it could be that that's the rejection you're experiencing, Taurus, because I was like, what kind of other experience could it be here? But it could have something to do with fertility, feeling like you can't have a child or more children, something of that nature. Let's do Aries. Aries card just I felt like I had them, but they just kind of flew down there. And we're on our last sign, so I'm going to give Aries the last like 10 minutes here. All right, Aries, first off, you felt extremely, this is 10 of Wands energy. You were extremely overwhelmed with like, you were extremely overwhelmed. This following coming through is like, you're somebody who wants to be like famous, or like you want abundance. You want, I'm not going to say famous, but what I'm going to say is like, no, I'm kind of sensing famous, but not everybody's going to want fame. Not every Aries wants fame, but this is like, okay, loyalty, right? You're somebody who wants loyalty. So for some, what I'm sensing is that loyalty is like a loyal fan base. For others, what I'm sensing is like loyalty in a relationship, right? So either way, doesn't matter. We're just going to use the word loyalty. I just needed to be clear that some people are searching for like a loyal fan base. Consistency. They want consistent engagement on their social media. But for others, this is like the same energy, but just a tad different. They want consistency from a partner, from a co-parent. You feel as if you've had this stress on you, the burdens, this breaking point, this worry. You feel like you're the only person who's thinking about like the dynamics of a relationship, whether this is a work relationship or a personal relationship. You feel as if you're holding all the burdens on your back yourself, and there's nobody really to help you. This is important because I said with Aries is that the Aries energy is kind of similar to the Sagittarius energy. If you read my horoscopes on Instagram or Facebook, then you know that the horoscopes for the Venus retrograde for Aries was pretty much saying like you need to think into the near future, like past this Venus retrograde, because that's what happened is during the Venus retrograde, you were hyper focused in just January. And you weren't really thinking about February, March. You were basically like, I'm going to make a 1 month plan this month, and I'm going to do the same thing every month, which was very similar to what Sagittarius energy was talking about. But it's like Aries, you need a 12-month plan. I'm hearing that the way you move into the future, the way that you implement the lessons that you were supposed to learn, which this lesson you were learning is that, let's see. Yeah, Hierophant is coming through. You want to be officiated. You want your flowers in some way. You want to be recognized. The Hangman, getting stronger in oneself. So basically, it's like you were supposed to learn how to, honestly, I hate to say it, but like you were supposed to learn how to hold this burden on your own. Most of the other signs, it was kind of like about releasing and so on and so forth. But it's like, no, your lesson was pretty much like you need to get, if you kind of have all this weight on your shoulders, the lesson here was how to get stronger shoulders. I hate to say it, but for you, this isn't really stuff you can put down. It's like, I hear like children, family responsibility, the lover, career, like which one are you going to put down? You can't put down any of those areas. Like you can't put down your family. You can't put down the work. You're not going to put down your dreams. If you have dreams, like you're not putting down any of those things. You can't put them down. You need to get stronger. I hate to say it like that. I really do. I really don't, actually. I really don't. Like, you got to get stronger. You got to get some stronger shoulders. You need to hit the gym and start doing some like push-ups or something. Like, that was the lesson you were supposed to learn, is nobody's going to come save you. Like, the Hangman is really all about getting stronger in oneself. It's about deliberating and delays. So basically, it's like like Venus retrograde was literally about you doing push-ups. You were supposed to be out here doing push-ups, learning how to get stronger. The delays that are happening in your life, they're happening on purpose, because basically what they're saying is, if you want all these things, you want your dreams to come true, you want to have healthy children, healthy familial relationships, healthy loving relationships, these things get harder. They don't get easier. As we age, what is it? The slogan, with the more money you get, the more problems you get. Exactly. More money equals more problems. More responsibility equals more problems. More responsibility equals more issues to solve, right? If you have a big family, if you have big dreams, if you have a relationship with somebody who it feels true love, it's larger life love, all of these things for you Aries, it feels like are like larger than life, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like with you have no choice. You have to start doing push-ups. You can't lessen the load. And the only way to lessen the load is to knock off something that could be of true value to you, and that's not really what I'm sensing. You should really look into your full chart to see where your truest values lie. Look into your north node and your south node, because your north node and your south node are going to tell you where your comfort levels are. North node is where we're most comfortable. South node is where we're the most uncomfortable. So you need to look into your north and south nodes. You might actually watch the readings from these, because those signs, because you need to learn how to become uncomfortable in your stuff sometimes. Like life isn't always going to be comfortable. And I talked about this with a few other signs as well. There are seasons to everything. It's after winter comes spring. After spring comes summer. After summer comes fall. After fall comes winter, and so on and so forth. It is a cycle. You're never going to have permanent emotions, and there's no such thing as permanent happiness. So with that being said, is the way that you implement this going into the future, it's overflow, sharing, reaping rewards, flowering, encouragement, fertile ground, abundance. It's always staying open and honest. The death card is coming through for you here. It's always staying open and honest, and it's delegating responsibility. Because what I'm hearing is nobody's coming to save you, but if you're a boss, then you can delegate responsibility. If you're a mother who has children, and you're in a household and things are getting overwhelming, you need to delegate some of the responsibility to the older children, to the children that it's possible for them to do things like if it's too much for you to cook, clean, work, make love to your husband, like whatever, your husband or wife, whatever. You need to start delegating some of the responsibility outwards. The death coming through is very much going to say that. It's going to say exactly what I just said. An ending is indicated. You may be about to experience it, or you may need to invoke it yourself. Yeah, end to like overwhelming. Being overwhelmed. Being overwhelmed is a mindset. Like you can only be overwhelmed if you think you're overwhelmed. If you think you can handle it, then you can handle it. It's just that simple. This card can also be reminding you of something that has passed. Often it is impossible for new to grow and take hold until the old has actually died in some way and ceased to be. That's funny because your card is increase, overflow, abundance, flowering. So for those I'm hearing who are starting new relationships, and that's what it is, you have all these other things on your back. So you didn't want to put on something else of starting a new relationship, or those who it's like you have all these things on your back. So you didn't want to really start fulfilling your dreams because you felt like you just couldn't handle it. They're saying you need to let go of, like, there has to be death to the fears from failure, and death to failure, failed relationships from the past, and failed successes from the past. If you failed at trying to fulfill your dreams before, you need to let that go. If you failed at a relationship before, you need to let that go. A time of sleep, long earned rest, and withdrawal may be forthcoming and attained. What I say, you needed to take this time to learn how to do push-ups, like loss. And I know that's saying rest, but that's what the hangman was. It was a delay. You had a delay. That delay was about strengthening self. And sometimes strengthening self is rest and withdrawal, but sometimes it's also like perseverance and routine and discipline, especially physical discipline. Loss is a strong force associated with this card, so extra care should be taken at the moment, as well as consideration for things you may actually wish to let go of. Now would be a great time to take action to release what you no longer require. Aries is all about action. A very positive aspect of this card is that it can also signify the end of difficulties and challenges, which you may have had to face, as well as the completion of arduous tasks undertaken to attain a goal. Challenges include feeling unable to walk away from a situation or to admit defeat. And the affirmation is, I accept that this is an ending. And the keywords are death, defeat, loss, ending, completion, sleep, and passing. So what I'm hearing for this is the things you can let go of that are too heavy for you is your failures and your fears. You can let go of failures and fears. Let those go. Get those off your back. Because you can't, like I said, the things I said, you can't let go of. I'm very confident. I'm staying adamant in what I just said. But you can't let go of those things. All right, guys, I'm going to close it off here. I hope that this reaches you in good health and high spirits. That was literally 3 hours and like 28 minutes. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and go. Bye.